Pirates Full-Level System, Chapter 421-440. Chapter 421 Undead's Plan. On the warship where Governor A was, there was a sudden sound of footsteps, and a man and a woman walked out of the shadows. If the undead are also divided into men and women, this description is not bad. The undead in the male appearance has a burly figure, and the body that is nearly 2 meters high is full of muscles. The most rare thing is that he has a hearty face. This shows that this body should have been a sunny muscular man before his death. This kind of temperament is quite popular in Marine, and it is the kind that both men and women can kill. Now, all this appears on an undead who likes to hide in the shadows. The icy gecko shone on half of his face, giving him a bone-chilling chill. And starting from the right side of the face, which was never seen by Gecko, a long knife wound extended from the right cheek to the left chest, and the flesh at the wound turned outwards, flowing with black blood. There are more than one wounds like this. There are 8 wounds on the chest, abdomen, hands, feet, and back of the male undead. The brainless bone, who chopped it up again this time, tisk tisk tisk, the stab wound is really bad. It was a female-looking undead who spoke, but the silver bell-like voice was like tearing a rag. Sharp. The long purple and black hair was tied together, and under the ladylike hairstyle was a youthful and immature face, wearing a purple robe, and the exposed skin was as white as snow. Looking at this young female body, there is a strange sense of maturity and mystery after such a match. Essentially, I don't want you to say that I have no brains. I'm obviously an old and immortal old woman, and I have to pretend to be a lady and a girl. It's okay to have a dark mind. It's okay to take a female soldier, and it's okay to choose a pair. The physical body of strength is still spending power to transform clothes at such a critical moment. You are the fool. The undead's counterattack called Gumu's words are not as bright as his appearance. Whoever said that a big man should be bad at words? It has not been a day or two that Gumu and Essentially have been unhappy with each other. As long as they have a chance, the two will ridicule each other. Such a scene is familiar to Do, and I really miss it. HMPH, I am happy, the stinky man's body is big and smelly, I don't want to wear such a body. Besides, I'm a witch of the church, so I don't need to rely on my body to fight. I have a lot of energy, unlike some soldiers who have just captured. She was cut into pieces when she succeeded, and now she doesn't even have the energy to repair the wound. As he said that, a gray-black flame was born in the hands of the undead named Essentially. Unlike Chinluo's Amaterasu black flame, there was a faint scream of a soul in this gray-black flame. Essentially pushed the flame in his hand towards Gumu, who pushed away a few steps with fear. Having achieved his goal, Essentially put out the flame and sneered at Gumu with contempt. Stop for a moment, come to see me, you won't just quarrel in front of me. What is the matter that I told you to do? Aidu, who basically had only his skeleton, turned around, and the empty eye socket on the right looked like it is connected with the Black Sea of Hell. Lord Aidu, there are 273 ghost ships that can continue to be used and are in the process of being slow. With the newly transformed warships, they can barely be divided into 9 formations. The undead troops who have successfully captured the core have been recovered, but there is no shortage of them. Energy, most of them are incompetent. The rest of the undead soldiers have also been recalled. After Governor A spoke up, Essentially and Gumu stopped arguing and knelt down on one knee to report. 1/3 of the undead soldiers are too badly damaged, and these low-level undead are too slow to repair. I suggest directly extracting their souls and energy as nourishment. And there are too many outdated ghost ships. I think it is necessary. Destroy some, those ship spirits can better support the newly transformed warships. Quote. Whether Essentially spoke calmly, as if he was just dealing with materials, not the soldiers and souls under them. This kind of opening is a soul-sucking, and the matter of sacrifice can only be discussed as an ordinary matter in the undead fleet. Pondering for a while, Duei said slowly, just do as you say, Essentially. Cooperate with Gumu, we must move quickly, and don't make Lady Death wait for a long time. You have no idea where the sound of a skeleton frame comes from without moving its mouth. Although Essershali and Gu don't deal with each other, as long as it is the order of Aedu or it involves Lady Death, the two will cooperate well. This is also because they have been quarreling all the time. They can always stay by Aedu's side. Reason. Have you got any information from the imprisoned souls about the great being who awakened us, that is the sea god of this era, His Majesty? Aedu does not know or dare to call the name of the person who awakened them, even with respect in his words. In fact, Aedu and others were able to fully wake up as early as the night of the explosion, but Aedu and the undead all suppressed their souls and were in a state of dormancy. Because since Aedu and other undead were awakened, there has been a shackle of slavery on the soul. Those who have their own thoughts and their own souls, Aedu, have to obey Chinluo's instructions and enslavement, and must not disobey. In order not to be captured by Chinluo again as a strong man and cannon fodder, Governor and the undead waited until Chinluo removed the ability of the overlord of the sea to use sea monsters and left before they dared to wake up from dormancy. Sorry, Your Highness, Governor Ae, the many souls we have captured show that there is no information about the sea god at all in this era, and the only self-proclaimed god Luyun was defeated by this fleet a few days ago. Unlike Gu Mu, Serge Shali called Aedu as His Highness, and Esser Shali was both a priestess and a female official of the church. Haha, gods can also be defeated by this kind of worldly power. Governor Ae sneered, not knowing whether he was laughing at Lu Yun's arrogance or Marine's self-righteousness. Forget it, we will collect this information later. Let's wake up the other sleeping fleets and temples and restore the glory of the Lady of Death. After the words were finished, Aedu pointed the scepter at the top of his hand to the void. The black matter appeared out of thin air and quickly turned into an ancient map. This map is very similar to the current Great Root map, with only minor differences, although the names of the islands above are different. There are 6 places on the map marked with a lady holding a rose and a skull. This is the hallmark of the Lady of the Dead Church. According to Aedu, these 6 marked places sleep the shrines of the Lady of the Dead Church and other undead fleets. I don't know what happened 1,000 years ago. These fleets and temples fell asleep in different places. Chapter 422 Target O'Hara. The fineness of the world map can often reflect the level of the navigator and the power of that era from the side. The more detailed the nautical chart is, the more rare it is. Like this one, except for the New World in the second half of the Great Route, all the elements of the undercurrents of the various island routes in all the seas are marked, even if there are few copies in the hands of Marine and the world government. You must know that the Great Route is famous for its chaotic geomagnetism, astronomical phenomena, ocean currents, and airflow. Even being able to see through the rules and find a stable route between 2 islands can be considered a miracle. To mention such a pseudo-world map, the Great Route section directly includes all the islands from the upside-down mountain on the Red Land continent to the Sabayati archipelago. For any pirate, the value of this map is comparable to naturally washing devil fruits. The text on the map is not the one used uniformly in the world today, it is more ancient and mysterious. If the names of the 6 marked places are translated, they are, City of the Holy One, Devil's Tomb, Shipwreck Bay, Drybones Strait, Lost Sea, and Barren Highlands. Aedu came from one of them. He was awakened by Chinluo from his slumber on the bottom of Shipwreck Bay. Originally, Governor Ae thought he would never have a chance to wake up again. Master Aedu, Lord Aedu 970. After showing the map, Aedu fell into the memory of the past, so that he was reminded by the bones on the side before he came back to his senses. Where do you guys think it's better to go first? Aedu asked directly after waking up, pretending that nothing had happened. He felt that he didn't need to explain anything to his subordinates. The City of the Holy One and the Barren Highlands are temporarily unavailable. These 2 places are a bit tricky. We came out of Shipwreck Bay ourselves, and we don't need to go there. The next step is to choose one of the 3 among Devil's Tomb, Drybone Strait and Lost Sea. Ji Mu quickly entered the role of his subordinate, and Due would answer whatever he asked. He didn't ask anything he should not know or what Dudu didn't want to say. If you don't want to get lost in the sea, the relationship between the second fleet sleeping there and our third fleet is the best, and the relationship between the captain of the fleet, Lord Nuo Lin, and Lord Aedu is also the best. For Gumu's suggestion, Aedu was indeed a little moved. It is also the best choice to wake up the sleeping fleet. This Bonewood is really a loyal dog, even if it becomes a bone. Seeing that Gumu had to choose the one that was the friendliest to Aedu, even if he made a suggestion, he couldn't help but sneered with contempt. HMPH, essentially, what do you mean? Don't you have a better idea? Gumu couldn't turn a blind eye to essentially's ridicule, and he would choke back on the spot. It's not a good idea, but it's definitely better than some brainless scumbags. If it wasn't for the big difference in the old man's height, Essentially would have used the corner of his eyes to despise the bones. Perhaps, Essentially needs to learn the trick from the Empress Hancock to look back and despise Dafa. If you have anything, just say it, don't patronize it. It is not the first time that Aedu has adjusted the contradiction between the two, and it will not be the last time. Yes, Your Highness Aedu. I thought it was the best choice to wake up the Fourth Fleet in the Devil's Tomb first. Essentially looked at Aedu and said. I thought it was a good idea. No matter how you choose it, you can't choose the Fourth Fleet. Chirindo, the person in charge of the Fourth Fleet, has always had a hard time dealing with Lord Aedu. I remember Chirindo and you, Sel. Shali has a grudge, but she stepped on your head and became the head of the Fourth Fleet. Gumu directly interrupted Essentially, just because this choice was too unexpected for him. It won't be because of your bones that you want to be humiliated by Chirindo. Reason. Different from Gumu's target, Aedu only asked the reason softly, although he was puzzled. It's very simple, although I don't know how that Lord woke us up from our slumber. But on us, those heretics and unbelievers must have put many seals on us. Otherwise we wouldn't have been awake for so many years. Signs. So even if we can wake up other fleets, we must pay a certain price, especially energy. Although I'm not happy with that bitch Chirindo, she has more abilities and spells to lift the seal. Awakening work will be much easier. After saying that, Essentially gave Gumu a defiant look. It has to be said that in the long run, Essentially's idea is the best. Gumu also knew this, so he didn't argue. Aedu fell into deep thought, and after a while, Aedu stared at a certain sign on the map and said decisively, Target Demon Tomb, Fourth Fleet. Destiny is such a coincidence that anyone familiar with the geography of the Great Route would have found out. The marked Devil's Tomb is not far from the edge of a well-known island, O'Hara, the archaeological holy site of the West Blue. Chinluo didn't know that just because of his butterfly effect, there was an extra power in the world of pirates, and his trip to O'Hara would only be more lively after that. After many days of safe sailing, the Marine fleet finally returned to Marine headquarters, where they were greeted by a warm welcome and a well-prepared celebratory banquet from the Marine. The festive atmosphere instantly washed away the haze left in the minds of the Marines when they sailed in the fog. At home, Marine opened her stomach to join in the carnival. In the reception room of the Marine headquarters, Kong, Sengoku and Zephyr meet the long-arrived Gorosei, 5 elders. Haha, come and meet our hero. Damn Cloud, full of evil, destroying the order, threatening the world government and Marine, to be punished. But this is all thanks to our heroic Marine, let justice triumph over evil once again. Scar the old man took the lead, and the other 3 Gorosei, 5 elders rose to greet the 3 who entered the reception room. Don't dare. Kong and the others hurriedly bent over to salute. The Gorosei, 5 elders gave them such a courtesy out of a desire to eliminate Lu Yun, and if they really accepted this courtesy, it would be their duty. If the Gorosei, 5 elders are upset by this, they must be stumped. At this time, the beige-haired old man in the Gorosei, 5 elders suddenly said, although it is difficult to speak, there is one thing that is very urgent. I hope you will leave for O'Hara immediately after the celebration feast, and take this opportunity to continue to push Marine's justice. I don't know if it's okay. Of course, seeing how the Gorosei, 5 elders kept secret, it was obvious that they had already negotiated it, otherwise they refused, and the three of Kong could only agree. Chapter 423 Meet in Private. Although only the beige-haired old man spoke, the rest of the Gorosei, 5 elders obviously meant it, otherwise they wouldn't be silent after the beige-haired old man finished speaking. Kong, Sengoku and Zephyr knew for a long time that the Gorosei, 5 elders and the world government were very afraid of these Ohara scholars who could interpret both the historical text and the 3 ancient weapons. Before being notified to encircle Luyun, the fleet assembled by Marine Buster Call was originally bound for Ohara, which shows that the Gorosei, 5 elders and the world government are determined to destroy Ohara. Kong, Sengoku, and Zephyr naturally don't question the Gorosei, 5 elders, tacit understanding. However, during their siege to suppress Luyun, what happened to make the Gorosei, 5 elders so anxious to destroy the island of Ohara and the scholars on the island? The Kong 3 are very curious. You must know that the entire marine fleet has just returned from the extermination of Luyun, and there are a lot of bad things on the way. Now it is too hasty to set off again. What Kong and the 3 of them know about Ohara is what Gorosei, 5 elders revealed to them. The usual intelligence shows that Ohara is only a few archaeologists who are helpless, not even scientists. More detailed reasons are probably only known to the Gorosei, 5 elders and Tenryubito. Very good, I hope you will remember. Eradicating evil must be clean, and destroying the enemy must be quick. The beige-haired old man was very satisfied with the 3 Kong's response, and after exhorting him, he didn't say any more. Kong and the 3 who knew exactly what Buster Call was like, they could naturally hear the meaning of the exhortation and could only nod their heads in yes. In that case, Kong, how many warships do you think would be more appropriate to bring to Ohara? After the conversation changed, the old man with scars headed by Gorosei, 5 elders suddenly mentioned the issue of Marine's troops. Seeing the old man with scars' half-smile expression, Kong felt a sudden shock, knowing that something was wrong. Immediately pulled Sengoku's effort to plead guilty together, and when it comes to political consciousness, these 3 people are not bad. Lord Gorosei, 5 elders, we are entrusted by you, and Marine suffered a lot of casualties during this trip. How could it be? Your success in defeating the Luyun evil thief is the greatest achievement, and no amount of sacrifice is worth it. As for those things, Deadpool has already reported to us, and this matter will be handed over to the world government to investigate. Leave your Marines alone. I'll notify CP0 to intervene. The old man with the scar was supposed to take the opportunity to beat the Marine executives, but seeing that these 3 people were so knowledgeable, the old man with the scar also put out the idea. After all, these Marines are still needed to run errands and work hard, and it is not good to go too far. Furthermore, Luyun has the ability to truly kill them who have eaten the fruit of mutant life. When Luyun died, the rest of the Gorosei, 5 elders breathed a sigh of relief, and Marine deserved a major credit. Thank you sir. Kong and Sengoku both wanted to capture the attackers hidden in the Marine. One was a bloody feud, and the other was a dead end. Kong and Sengoku both wanted to kill the man, and the Gorosei, 5 elders, involvement in this move made them very dissatisfied. It's a pity that dissatisfaction is of no use. The arm can't twist the thigh, but the 2 did not intend to give up, but decided to investigate secretly. Sengoku and Kong secretly exchanged glances, and they had a plan in their hearts. Stop talking about these irrelevant things. Kong, tell me how many warships you plan to take to Ohara. The old man with scar found a far-fetched reason to change the subject. It doesn't matter what it means. Sengoku and Kong were furious when they heard it, but they had to appear calm on the surface. Kong thought for a while, raised 2 fingers, and said, 20. Before the word, 10, was pronounced, Gorosei, 5 elders, whose beard and hair were all white, groaned. Kong immediately swallowed the usual, 10, and said, 100 ships, 200 warships. Well, Marine has a prudent marshal like yours, which reassures me. Even a fly wouldn't be able to get out of Ohara alive with 200 warships. The old man with scars said with a chuckle, he didn't want to praise Kong, but to change the way to get Kong to issue a military order. The end. Kong and Sengoku still pinched their noses. Gorosei, 5 elders, apart from the congratulations at the beginning, have since returned to their high-minded attitude of treating people as ants. At first, the Kong 3 thought that the private meeting of the Gorosei, 5 elders was to reward them first and buy people's hearts. Matter of fact, the 3 of Kong guessed the beginning correctly, but they did not guess the process and the end correctly. The commendation meeting turned into a trial meeting, either by beating them or by asking about the situation and assigning tasks. Half an hour later, in such a tormented atmosphere, the 3 of Kong ended the interview with sweat. Okay, you all go back and have a good rest first. At the commendation meeting tonight, I will announce your major contributions in front of all the Marines. The old man with the scar achieved all his goals and waved the Kong 3 to go down. The 3 of them were relieved, saluted respectfully and left, just wanting to leave the room quickly. When they reached the door, the 3 of them were stopped again. Kong, I heard that you mentioned Garp to Admiral. The bald old man who had been silent for a while, the one who was controlled by Chin Luo with B Tianxian suddenly spoke up. 0. Kong's body was a little hard. He knew that the Gorosei, 5 elders had spoken to Garp for the rest of his life, and he was there that day. My lord, Garp's military rank is still Vice Admiral. That's just for the convenience of Garp leading the team and temporarily giving the title of Admiral. Kong said cautiously in a cold sweat. Real situation is indeed as Kong said. Garp's Admiral is just a title, it was just a decision to rush to the power to exterminate Lu Yun. Usually other Marine generals continue to call Garp as Vice Admiral. Oh, is that so? Of course, my lord. And Garp's contribution to this crusade against Lu Yun is not small. Then Garp should be rewarded well. He doubled his merits and replaced it with rewards. If Garp's pension is increased by 5 times, it is said to be a special reward from me. Incentive. That face is like a gnawed bone given to a stray dog by a rich man. The rest of the Gorosei, 5 elders initially wondered why the bald old man suddenly brought up Garp, whom they hadn't discussed at all in their discussions. But after hearing what the bald old man said, the rest of the Gorosei, 5 elders laughed. Garp, they naturally have an impression, a vice admiral who has contradicted them and doesn't know how much he weighs. This kind of person Gorosei, 5 elders has not arranged for him clearly. Chapter 424 Mutual Calculation. The contemptuous laughter was unusually harsh in Sengoku's ears, and Garp was Sengoku's best brother. Now that his Sengoku's brother was being teased and mocked like that, Sengoku just felt a rush of blood rushing to his forehead with anger. Sengoku's fists clenched tightly, the veins on his forehead throbbed violently, his teeth clenched together, making a slight cluck sound. Sengoku didn't expect Marine who came back victorious to be beaten like this by Gorosei, 5 elders. I didn't expect Gorosei, 5 elders to be so small, and they still hold grudges against Garp and wear small shoes for him. I didn't expect that Gorosei, 5 elders would be so decisive. Garp's crusade against Lu Yun would be wiped out if he claimed credit, and he didn't care about Garp's life and death for Marine and the world government. 5 times the pension, is there such a humiliation for a hero? This is not to imply that Garp should retire quickly. This is so unfair to a man who has dedicated most of his life to Marine. If this story gets out, I don't know what other Marines will think of Garp's jokes. Sengoku felt that his emotions had a tendency to run out of control. Fortunately, Zephyr next to him noticed Sengoku's strangeness and quickly held Sengoku down to calm him down. Then I'll first thank Lord Gorosei, 5 elders for your kindness on behalf of Garp, and I'll tell him later. Kong thanked him gratefully, with joy in his voice. It seems that he is really taking the place of Garp to receive a huge reward, and the performance is still Kong. Then Kong took Sengoku and Zephyr away quickly, and it was not clear what kind of moth would appear at a later date. I didn't hear you mentioning Garp at all. It's a temporary idea. It's not good. After all, it's a little credit. After the 3 of Kong left, the beige-haired old man asked the bald old man. There was clearly a smile on his face as he watched a good show. You didn't stop it. The bald old man didn't think the other party really cared about Garp. To stop, why stop, a vice admiral who doesn't know whether to live or die? Contradicting us, it is the greatest gift to him that he can survive until now. It was the white-bearded old man who spoke. While speaking, the white-bearded old man didn't open his eyes, but Lindgren's arrogance rushed toward him. "Ha ha, that's what I mean too, but it's just a vice admiral." The beige-haired old man laughed. In the eyes of the Gorosei, 5 elders, Marine was nothing but a tool in their hands. It's a bunch of watchdogs they feed to better the world in captivity. How could the joys, sorrows of these beasts be placed in their eyes? Even Vice Admiral is just a dog with sharper teeth. Garp, even the best of these Vice Admirals, isn't just a dog. As owners, they don't have a random rubbing arrangement for a dog they keep. You guys, after all, these people have just returned from victory and helped us eradicate Luyan. We shouldn't be like this. I'm a little worried, the old man with scars said leisurely. The rest of the Gorosei, 5 elders really couldn't be more aware of the character of their eldest brother. He has always been the most ruthless of the 5 brothers, and his face is also very hideous. But every time I have to pretend to be a charitable brow. But in fact, just like the series of beatings on Marine just now, he proposed and concocted it. By the way, brother, is Luyan really dead? The beige-haired old man asked the question. Zhang Jin witnessed Luyan kill the old man with a knife with his own eyes, and the shadow on Luyan was the deepest in his heart. Of course, the corpses have already been sent to the Marine headquarters. Don't worry, you can go and see for yourself later. The old man with the scar was a little too lazy to answer this question. Obviously it was not the first time he was asked this way. Whether Luyan was dead or not, what Marine and Zhang knew best was the bald old man in the room. After being cast down by Luyan to be Tianqian, the bald old man and Qin Luo have always had a certain feeling. Not only was Tianqian not lifted, but the feeling in the bald old man's heart has not disappeared. All bald old people can make a deal. Luyan is not only dead but alive and well. By the way, brother, one more thing, why didn't you tell Kong about the Red Earl? I heard that Kong's disciple died because of it. If we told Kong should go to the Red Earl by himself. This time it was the bald old man who asked the question. Essential, high strength, aware of Marine's plans and arrangements, able to transform into other people, and likes to act at night. Thinking about removing the Red Earl, I can't think of other people with such similar abilities. This Red Earl is also getting more and more courageous and ambitious. He even dares to interfere in the changes in the top management of Marine, and put chess pieces and puppets in Marine. Isn't this openly digging Marine's corner? Said, the bald old man was slightly angry. Crushed the teacup in his hand. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just that the Red Earl is cooperating with too many forces, including us. So this person can't move for the time being. If he wants to make a move, he must strike with a thunderbolt and knock him and him behind his back. Uprooted his forces and did not give him any chance. Quote. The old man with a scar said that he paused here and closed his eyes. When he opened his eyes again, a bright light emerged from his eyes, and he continued, however, since the Red Earl dares to use Luyan to calculate us, we will not show it at all. Doesn't it make us look like we are very bullying? As soon as Luyan dies, we will prepare to deal with Qin Luo. No matter how bad Luyan and Qin Luo are, they always come out of the same place. We will let the Red Earl and Qin Luo and that mysterious family dog bite the dog first. People from CP0 to CP9 released news that it was the Red Earl who was spying on the power of Luyan's family's blood and designed Marine and Luyan, causing Luyan to die. Good way, whether Qin Luo and that mysterious family believe it or not, if they dare to mix sand in front of us, the red 2.8 count will have to pay the price. The bald old man applauded after hearing this. Although I don't know what Qin Luo has done, that kind of wonderful connection will make the bald old man involuntarily do things that are beneficial to Qin Luo, including the fact that he is now tying the Red Earl with the blame for Marine's attack. That evening, Gorosei, 5 elders honored all Marines who participated in the siege of Luyun in the largest square in Marineford, the headquarters of Marine. All the generals received rich awards and medals, among which Kong, Sengoku, Kuzan, Akainu and Kazaru deserve the most credit. The latter 4 were privately called the next Marshal and Admiral by the Marines. On the same night, a piece of news about Lu Yun's death, and the Red Earl who disappeared after a year's absence, came out of the mountain to plan for Lu Yun's death. Chapter 425 Prepare for a surprise. Outside the number. Outside the number. The mysterious man Red Earl made his move, and Marine successfully defeated the evil thief Lu Yun. The next day Gorosei, 5 elders, message was published in newspapers all over the world, and the cries of newsboys spread to every corner of the street. Lu Yun's death became another hot topic after Roger's public execution and was talked about by countless people. I heard that the godlike Lu Yun died. It's true. You're too late in the news, everyone knows it, the morning papers are all about it. Conversations like this happen in many bars. Hey, I heard that the world government will publicly behead Lu Yun's body in the Holy Land Mariajoy in a while. A man with a hat in the tavern said mysteriously. John, you're bragging again, which relative told you this time? The people on the side joked about John, and they didn't believe it at all. Like this I Have a Friend series. John was red-necked trying to argue, but no one wanted to believe him, they were all making jokes about John. You guys are John this time. I also heard about it from my cousin who is an editor at the newspaper. The newspaper is already in print, and I can see it tomorrow. A well-dressed middle-aged man walking into the bar. Everyone has to believe a lot of what this person said. Impossible, even the corpse will be beheaded. I have never heard of it. How much the world government hates Lu Yun. Others also wanted to know, very wisely ordered a glass of wine and placed it in front of the middle-aged man. John, who had been questioned before, looked at the glass of wine with jealousy. Isn't John running to the pub as soon as he hears the news just because he wants this drink and the feeling of being surrounded by people? The middle-aged man thought clearly in his heart, but he didn't even have the idea of giving the wine to John. What should be his is his, and there is no need for charity. The middle-aged man drank his wine with peace of mind and said softly, if I don't believe anyone else, Lu Yun will be different. He has destroyed the Holy Land and extorted the world government. Otherwise, he will be called the biggest evil after Roger, the thief. The execution of Lu Yun's corpse by the world government is not a secret. The exact execution time was put on the day the Marine fleet returned from O'Hara. On the day of the execution, the world government also intends to invite all forces in the world to watch the ceremony, and take the opportunity to push the momentum of Marine and the world government to the extreme. Marco, the Phoenix, returned to the Whitebeard pirates with the newspaper of the day. Dad, something has happened. Lu Yun is dead. Marco rushed directly to Whitebeard and handed over the newspaper in his hand. After reading the newspaper, Whitebeard said with a complicated expression, how real do you think this matter is? It shouldn't be wrong. Marine has already told the world, and it is said that there will be a public beheading of Lu Yun's body. There is no need for Marine to lie about this. And there is the shadow of the Red Earl behind Lu Yun's death. Marco asked himself all the information is said. The Red Earl, this is a dangerous person. It's the first time he appears and makes such a big move after a year. You all be careful about this person. As for Lu Yun, wait and see first. Whitebeard's attitude towards Lu Yun is actually more complicated. Lu Yun once extorted the Whitebeard pirates, hurt Marco, and also saved the Whitebeard pirates from destruction. Whitebeard had a hunch that Lu Yun wasn't dead. Whitebeard, who had seen the power of Lu Yun, clearly recognized the terribleness of Lu Yun. This gap in strength can be made up by the number of Marine piles. At the same time, the Big Mom pirates and Kaido's Beasts pirates also received news of Lu Yun's death. After confirming the accuracy of the news, Auntie ordered the deserts, 4 commanders, and took her many pirate groups to Fishman Island. Before leaving, the aunt said, you are here not only to seize the dominion of Fishman Island, but also to seize Lu Yun's subordinates and women. I must entertain them well to relieve the hatred in my heart. The actions of the Big Mom pirates were not kept secret, and all the pirates in the New World with a little bit of knowledge knew about it. However, other forces are still on the sidelines of the Fishman Island cake and have not intervened. Blublu. Hello, I'm Doflamingo. Well, got it. Somewhere on an island in the New World, Doflamingo receives a call. See Circle Calendar 1496, 6 years since Doflamingo went to sea. During these 6 years, Doflamingo worked hard to become a man above man, all the time. With the insidiousness and cunning in his bones, the ruthless Doflamingo not only made his name in North Blue, but also passed his name to the realization of many people with a heart. An ex-Tenryubito who is now a big pirate, how interesting. Master, who called you? Doflamingo's hardcore dogleg Toripal stood by. It's just those sons of the world government. They even asked me to manage the public beheading of Lu Yun's corpse. Haha, it's so interesting. Doflamingo, who laughed wildly, couldn't help but remember the scene he saw at the execution of One Piece King of Pirates Roger. Lu Yun's unparalleled strength left a profound impact on him. Young master doesn't plan to participate. Yes, maybe there is a fraud. Toripal remembered the fact that the Doflamingo family wanted to restore the identity of Tenryubito but was rejected. No, I must participate in such a fun event. Doflamingo said with a big laugh, and suddenly said with a sullen face, help me contact the Red Earl, this old fox has disappeared for so long, this time he came out for sure. Not small, we can work with him. Quote. Neither Doflamingo nor the Red Earl are complete pirates, but more like black weapons dealers, killer organizations and mercenaries at sea. But the Don Quixote family is a team, and the Red Earl is a person. Not to mention how it was outside, Chinluo took Rouge and Momoshiki back to Fishman Island. As for the fake Olivia, he disappeared when Lu Yun was besieged by Marine's strongest rallying order. Chinluo also explained everything to Rouge and Momoshiki on the way. So in addition to the title of pervert, Chinluo was added a pervert by Momoshiki. Lu Yunshin, you are back. It is rumored that you have died in Marine's hands. Marine is too abhorrent. He made rumors out of thin air. I will go out and tell the truth to the world right away. Lu Yun returned to his residence on Fishman Island. King Neptune rushed over to ask to see him. Don't worry, don't you understand? The world can't be explained by mouth, only by fists. Chinluo had his own plans. Isn't Marine going to publicly execute his body, then give them a surprise? Chapter 426 Shira Field. Then Lu Yun, God, what are your plans? Since the false news that you are dead, the pirates on Fishman Island are getting more and more restless. The talking King Neptune looked awkward, just a little daughter-in-law who was aggrieved. When did King Fishman become this cowardly? Is this still the Knight of the Sea, who would rather die in the face of the enemy before? Surface Knight, Neptune, Chinluo has a kind of misunderstanding. Neptune is bitter. Since the opening of the underwater tunnel, more and more pirates have entered Fishman Island. Fishman Island gradually replaced the Sabayati archipelago as the center of the pirate gathering trade. The problems posed by this change are equally obvious. The Fishman Island army, which had been insufficient before, had nothing to do with more and more powerful pirates. So the original Fishman Island city defense gained a mysterious inheritance from another world and became a glorious city management. The army has become the late police. On weekdays, the pirates are afraid of the clouds that protect Fishman Island, so they are more restrained, and the army of Fishman Island can barely handle it. But recently, the pirates have become more and more restless, and they are provoking the bottom line of Fishman Island step by step. If it weren't for the Sun Pirates, headed by Fisher Tiger, Jinbei, and Arlong in Fishman Street, these pirates would have rioted long ago. Even so, Neptune knew that the days of pirate riots were not far away. HMPH, some jumping clowns. I've been too merciful before, even riotous. One-off cut out these mischievous guys hiding in the center of Fishman Island. Chinluo, who has been in the world of pirates for some years, has seen all kinds of pirates and seen the true colors of pirates. No matter what kind of brotherhood, the essence of these people are desperate desperados for money and power. Most pirates are unfamiliar white-eyed wolves. Chin Luo brought them the undersea tunnel of the New World in the second half of the Great Route, which is more convenient and safer. Chin Luo gave them Fishman Island, which was convenient for trading and rest, without Tenryubito and Marine. The pirates accepted the favor brought by Chin Luo, but when they got a chance, they would gather around like sharks smelling blood. This time Chin Luo was going to cut off all the claws that stretched out to Fishman Island, killing him as an example. Okay, but God of Flowing Cloud, the guards on Fishman Island are not strong enough. Claiming to the outside world that the strength of the army under him is poor is not much different from scolding himself for being incompetent to others, let alone against Lu Yunshan. Neptune was very reluctant to speak, but he was more concerned about the lives of his people, but he also lost face. I know what you mean. On the way back, I have informed Itachi and Feijuan that they are back. If there is a situation that is difficult to deal with, they will take action. Chin Luo thought about Itachi and Feijuan, plus he had been staying in Fish Ninetails and Tsunade of Man Island. Even if the four emperors came, it shouldn't matter much. Master, please call us. As soon as Chin Luo finished speaking, Itachi and Feijuan appeared in the corner of the palace, thinking that they had arrived early and were just waiting. Neptune was startled when he noticed the voices and figures that suddenly appeared in the palace. But when they saw Itachi and Haiden, they were relieved. He didn't know Haiden's strength, but he saw with his own eyes that Ninetails and Itachi defeated Cracker and Katakuri of the four generals of the Big Mom Pirates. Feijuan is wearing the same windbreaker as Itachi, and he is a member of the Flowing Cloud Pirates. No matter how he thinks about it, his strength will not be too bad. Well, then you will stay on Fishman Island for a while. The group of pirates below may not be very peaceful recently. It is up to you and Tsunade to discuss whether to take action or not. Chin Luo saw that everyone was here, issued an order, and appointed Tsunade as the leader. After all, Tsunade is someone who has done Hokage, so he should be more familiar with this business. When talking about business, Tsunade is very serious, and she doesn't say a word when she shouldn't interrupt. Suddenly I heard Chin Luo mention her name, and handed over the safety of Fishman Island to her. Tsunade's heartbeat suddenly accelerated, and he felt that Chin Luo was staring at her, with a blush on his face. Hey, that's it. By the way, how's the collection of devil fruits? Chin Luo was asking both Itachi and Feijuan as well as Nipton. It has been a while since he left Fishman Island this time. I don't know how the devil fruits are collected. He is very short of points now. 5. Itachi took out 5 devil fruits directly. Feijuan was looking out the window and whistling, obviously to no avail. There is a big difference in the performance of the two salesmen. Lu Yunshan, the recently beaten Tenryubito's fee-based service business is still very good, but the payment with devil fruits is much less. Nipton has never dared to take the initiative to mention this. He can see that Lu Yunshan values devil fruits. Not interested in money, but this kind of thing is out of his control. Sure enough, Chin Luo had long foreseen that although Tenryubito's charging service was popular, once there was no freshness at the beginning, there would be fewer and fewer guests eagerly paying with devil fruits. He had to find a stable harvester of devil fruits. Way too. Otherwise, the system is a bottomless pit. Then let's talk about it after a while. Chin Luo ended the meeting and asked Itachi and Neptune to take back the devil fruit, which wasn't enough for him to stick his teeth between his teeth. After everyone left, Tsunade hung directly on Chin Luo's body from the front. What do you mean? Why do you want me to be responsible? You have to leave without me. Will you take me with you this time? Tsunade's resentful voice, the two indescribable objects pressing on Chin Luo's chest, and the faint fragrance, Chin Luo almost surrendered. As the so-called wave did not settle, a wave started again. Chin Luo's back was also bombed by an unknown organization. Momoshiki trotted, hugging Chin Luo from behind with inertia and speed, and 2 nuclear bombs exploded directly behind him. Sister Tsunade has no choice but to be in charge of defending Fishman Island, but you will take me with you, right? Mamasagi's voice and exhaled breath sprayed directly into Chinluo's ears. In the face of such a sheer field, Chinluo said that it doesn't matter if he comes back hundreds of times. The first one who couldn't hold it was Chinluo's little brother, who only hoped that the two enemy troops could abide by the international convention and treat the prisoners kindly. Mamasagi is generally more arrogant. If Tsunade really took the initiative, she would not have such a kill. Unfortunately, Mamasagi will be disappointed this time. Mamasagi, you're staying on Fishman Island this time too. I'm going to a lot of places next, so it's inconvenient to bring people. This is the truth. Since the fake Olivia also disappeared, Chinluo has completely lost Olivia's clues and can only look everywhere. Chapter 427 Get Intelligence. This time, no matter what means Mamasagi and Tsunade use, no matter how coquettish or threatening, Chinluo did not agree to take them with him. Because things were in a hurry, Chinluo didn't even plan to bring a comfortable luxury submarine like Laboon. No matter how fast Laboon's speed is, Chinluo's teleportation is not as fast. So after the Shemale King Ivan and others who were locked in Laboon's body were transferred to the dungeon of Ryugu Castle, Chinluo gave Laboon a vacation and let him go to other similar species in the sea to chat about whales and ideals. Chinluo has few clues about Olivia. In the past few days, he has been inquiring about Olivia-related information through various means, but to no avail. For this reason, Chinluo specially found an opportunity to meet the bald elders in the Gorosei, 5 elders, but as a result, there was no relevant information in the hands of Gorosei, 5 elders. Olivia is like the world has evaporated. Chinluo didn't know whether this situation was good or bad. Gorosei, 5 elders, there is no relevant information here, at least that Marine and the world government have not caught Olivia. Chinluo's last clue was the information from Golden Lion. Olivia left Sky Island 9 times out of 10 to rescue the 33 crew members. The 33 crew members were thrown by the Golden Lion at the edge of Impel Down. If these people were not dead, they should have been locked in Impel Down. It seems that the next investigation will start with these 33 crew members, and some useful information may be obtained. 813 just happened. Chinluo remembered that there was an acquaintance of his own in Impel Down. Thinking of this, Chinluo's mouth raised a wicked smile. After a few months, Chinluo revisited his hometown and came to the outside of Impel Down. The next second, Chinluo teleported to Magellan's room through the ability of the Overlord of the Sea. Magellan had just finished a round of patrols and was resting in the room. Magellan, it's been a while since I've been the director of this prison. I'm fast enough to pretend. But aren't you going to thank me, the benefactor who helped you move to the mountain above your head? A voice suddenly sounded in Magellan's room, causing Magellan to jump up from his chair. Magellan was all too familiar with this voice. Just some time ago, the owner of this voice came to Impel Down like a nightmare, severely damaged Impel Down and released a large number of vicious prisoners and then went away. That was the biggest jailbreak Impel Down has ever seen, and a shame for Impel Down. Magellan searched everywhere, but still couldn't find where Chinluo was hiding. Drops of cold sweat came out of his head. As if seeing Magellan's embarrassment, Chinluo slowly appeared. Where are you looking? I haven't seen you for a few months. The official has been promoted but has not improved much. Chinluo came from behind Magellan with slightly mocking words. I don't know when. Chinluo was already sitting on the chair that Magellan had just pushed away, flipping casually with a document. Lu Yun. Seeing Lu Yun unknowingly appear behind him, Magellan had a kind of fear that his life would be pinched by others. Tremblingly, he wanted to say something about the scene, but he was frightened by Lu Yun's eyes and stopped. Magellan swallowed his saliva and turned to say respectfully, Lu Yun Shen is back at Impel Down. I don't know if there is anything that needs a small effect. Magellan is also a bachelor, and now his poisonous fruit has not grown up, and he has no strength and confidence after more than 20 years. Seeing an existence as strong as Lu Yun was like seeing a cat's mouse, and he was just as shy as he was at the time. Lu Yun came to Impel Down to look for him. There must be something. As long as he serves this master well and is knowledgeable, such a big man would not bother to kill me. As for Marine, I don't say it myself. Does Lu Yun still go around? Are you yelling? After thinking this through in his mind, Magellan showed a completely cooperative attitude. Yeah, I like talking to smart people the most, without much fuss. Seeing that Magellan was on the road like this, Chin Luo also saved him the time of torture and questioning. He went straight to the topic and said, "A while ago, were the members of the O'Hara ship in Impel Down. I'm going to take them away." As soon as he heard O'Hara, Magellan recalled all the recent information about O'Hara in his mind. Lu Yun God, are you talking about the 33 crew members of O'Hara? Magellan asked, and after getting Lu Yun's correct gesture, he continued, I don't know where Lu Yun Shen got the information, but the 33 people are not in Impel Down now, and they haven't even been to Impel Down. 3 days ago, the 33 disappeared along with the Vice Admiral who escorted them. Disappeared? What's the name of that Vice Admiral? Chin Luo suddenly remembered that there was indeed such a Vice Admiral helping Olivia escape from Marine, and there seemed to be a D in his name. Jaguar D. Saren. Sure enough, Chin Luo figured it out after getting Magellan's answer. This Saren must also know something. This time Olivia was not caught, so he let the 33 crew members go. Since there is no news of Olivia yet, as long as Olivia is not secretly caught by other forces, then there are only 2 possibilities. One is that Olivia has reunited with Saren and the crew and hid together. The second is that the 2 groups did not have a round, but Olivia already knew that the crew was rescued. But no matter what, Marine's Buster Call fleet has already sailed to O'Hara, so Olivia's character will definitely sneak back to O'Hara. As long as there is a direction, Chin Luo will find a lot easier. Whether it's looking for the 33 crew members or Olivia, it's much better than being a headless fly before. As for the authenticity of Magellan's intelligence, Chin Luo Liang didn't dare to fake it. Without warning, Chin Luo who got the information disappeared instantly. After sending away the great god Lu Yun, Magellan sighed heavily and collapsed directly to the ground, his legs still shaking. I just felt like I was in a circle in hell, and I stepped back again. From Impel Down to West Blue O'Hara, and there are only a few islands that can stop on the way. West Blue is too big, even if he can use the Sea Kings. Chin Luo doesn't think he can find Olivia and others who are evading Marine's search. Therefore, Chin Luo planned to search these islands and go to O'Hara if he couldn't. Chin Luo's first stop was West Blue to a small town near the estuary of the Great Route. It was originally a small fishing village, but because it is close to the mouth of the Great Shipping Route, it has slowly developed from a distribution center for merchants and pirates to a port town. Although it is not as good as a serious port city, it is still quite lively. But when Chin Luo teleported over, what appeared in front of Chin Luo was a piece of ruins. Chapter 428 Chateau's Castle. The busy and lively town turned into a devastated place, and various buildings were burnt to the ground under the flames. Looking at the appearance of ashes, it is obvious that the disaster that was released here is a few days ago. Marine warship docked beside the whole town, no other living people could be found. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, Chin Luo did not go to the town, and the ruined town also directly eliminated the need for Chin Luo to search. Such a small episode would not affect Chin Luo's search plan. Chin Luo teleported to the next target location as soon as he thought about it. Chin Luo would never have thought that the episode would become the main theme if there were too many episodes. Not only the first target location, but Chin Luo's second, third, and fourth target locations all turned into ruins when Chin Luo teleported over. Chin Luo realized that I am afraid that this matter is not so simple. Even the most ferocious pirates and thugs will not slaughter the city continuously. Generally, these port cities and villages are inextricably linked with pirates. They are usually the places where pirates supply supplies, and even many pirates' hometowns are in these villages. So it seldom happens that there is no life in the entire residence, and even if there is, it will not be so brutal. Doing such a thing is not only unprofitable, it will also attract the frantic pursuit of Marine and the world government. What exactly is the force that does this kind of thing plotting? Qin Luo also discovered one thing, that is, in all the places where the victims lived, whether it was a village or a town, no bodies could be seen. Qin Luo thought that someone had cleaned it up at first, but Qin Luo did not find any new graves, and there has never been an international organization that helps people collect corpses in the world of pirates. Qin Luo scratched his head, sighed with emotion for the eventful autumn, and stopped worrying about it. At present, the main goal is to find Olivia. However, after this series of strange things happened, there was another unstable factor in West Blue. Olivia's situation was even more dangerous, and she had to be found as soon as possible. Qin Luo's fifth target location was a small fishing village that deviates from the main route of West Blue, but Qin Luo considered that Olivia, who was avoiding Marine, might take a detour here to supply supplies, so he chose it as one of the targets. Before the sun went down, Qin Luo finally saw a village that did not encounter disaster. As a modern person of Zhengjin, Qin Luo suffered from a strange disease called, can't sleep without a bed and pillow. The disease can only be cured during class time, otherwise there is no cure. Qin Luo has made plans to take a rest at the teleportation meeting Dragon return to the city and not camp in the wild for one night. Qin Luo changed into an ordinary businessman's clothes and went to the village to find a place to live. The people in the fishing village are very simple. Qin Luo only used a few thousand baileys, and the villagers told all the outsiders in the village these days just like pouring beans. You can really do whatever you want with money. If Qin Luo wanted to, the villagers could tell him what color underwear those outsiders were wearing. Wait, these villagers seem to have something, not as simple as they imagined. It took an hour or two to send off the last enthusiastic uncle who looked like a prostitute, and Qin Luo still didn't get any news about Olivia. In the days that followed, Qin Luo went to many islands, villages and ports. Some Qin Luo arrived in ruins, while others were intact. Qin Luo found that as long as the settlements were on the main route of West Blue, none of them escaped, they were all ruins, and those far away from the main route of West Blue were basically safe. The West Blue main route has become a death route, constantly devouring the cities and lives on the route. Bad rumors have spread throughout the West Blue in the past few days, including the unknown forces of the Mad Slaughter, and the mighty marine fleet bound for O'Hara. The port city, Chitose City, the capital of the Norris Kingdom, is also the largest and most important port city in West Blue. It is the intersection of several major routes of West Blue. Whether it is pirates, marines and merchant ships, they will choose to supply here. Trade. The Norris Kingdom has also become very rich because of this city, and its military power completely surpasses that of other kingdoms. This is also the basis for keeping the fat of the port city of West Blue. In normal times in this city, Marine and the pirates coexist peacefully, at the request of the Norris Kingdom, which is considered a wonderful thing on West Blue. Speaking of which, the reason why this city is called Chitose City is because the whole island looks like a 1,000-year-old king. Qin Luo, who was floating over Chitose City, couldn't help but think so. This was the only city Qin Luo had seen on the West Blue main route that had not turned into ruins in the past few days. With the location of this city, if Olivia and the 33 crew members wanted to return to O'Hara, they could not get around it. Qin Luo planned to search for Olivia's traces in the city. Chitose Castle has 6 ports of entry, corresponding to the head, tail and limbs of the king. The port of the Glands is the port of the royal family and army of Norris, the tail is reserved for the marine and the world government, and the limbs are open to all civilians, merchants and pirates. Still dressed in a businessman's clothes, Qin Luo turned himself into a fat businessman with a big belly through his full physical ability. Qin Luo didn't plan to appear as Qin Luo or Lu Yun this time. These would cause unnecessary trouble, and these two identities have basically been spread throughout Marine. 0. Although it looks a little more obscene now, it is also beneficial. He has a fat head and ears, a wide body and a fat body, but his invisible neck and thumb-thick golden chains are all businessmen, or the kind of profiteers and upstarts. Dead Fat House popped into his mind. The atmosphere of Chateau City was very dignified at this time. Unlike an ordinary port city, a sea fortress was more appropriate. Marine, the kingdom army, and pirates are all guarding the edge of the port city. As for what they are wary of course, it is an unknown force with a lot of murders. But the entire West Blue has already reached this level. Pirates and Marine are both working together. Chin Luo was fortunate enough to witness this strange phenomenon before entering the city. Search for Olivia should not be too obvious. There are obviously many forces in the city other than Marine who are also searching for her. The three ancient weapons did have this charm. Chin Luo showed his wealth on the first day he arrived in the city, packed a large amount of spices in one breath, and hired several teams of bodyguards. Anyway, there is no need to pay on the spot, just pay a deposit, and Chin Luo just pretends to be a big wolf at will. After telling people in the whole city that I am not short of money, Chin Luo went to the local snake and intelligence organization. Chapter 429 Find Whereabouts. Store, of the largest gang organization in Chateau City. It operates many businesses such as intelligence, assassination, kidnapping, extortion and usury, with good reputation and perfect after-sales service. Coupled with the faint shadow of the Nora's royal family behind it, it can be said to be a century-old brand. This is what Chin Luo found out when he hired a bodyguard. Stop, go there, fat pig, some places are not accessible to anyone. At the door of the bar, Chin Luo was stopped. The four men standing guard at the entrance of the bar stared at him ill-naturedly. Since the change of appearance, the frequency of being despised by people has become higher and higher. For these people who committed suicide, Chin Luo has always given priority to education, supplemented by beatings. The specific operation is also very simple. Chin Luo skillfully took out a bag of Baileys from his arms. This was not for bribes, but for the medical expenses of the first four people. Call me, the hardest one will get a raise. As soon as he finished speaking, the two bodyguards behind Chin Luo and several bodyguards who pretended to be passers-by all surrounded him. You can't take action. This is an intoxicating bar, and whoever dares to take action will die. Seeing that the situation suddenly got out of control, the four of them huddled together to keep warm, and wanted to repel the many surrounding bodyguards by threatening them. Bodyguards are all too familiar with such a scene, and they have experienced it many times in the past 2 days. In the beginning, they still had concerns, but that's the same thing if they do too much. Anyway, the boss has money and means. Every time to the end, which force does not send them away like a grandson to a grandfather. What's more, if the boss is satisfied and the salary can be increased, the game is over. 4 dogs, that's all for your medical expenses. Chin Luo left the bag of Baileys on the ground and bypassed the 4 who were beaten into the bar. As soon as he entered the bar, a male waiter greeted him. Dear guest, our boss is waiting for you in the VIP room. Chin Luo nodded and motioned for the male waiter to lead the way. The VIP room is not far, just go up the stairs behind the bar to the 2nd floor. The doors and walls of the VIP room are relatively thick, which at least can give people a feeling of good sound insulation in the room. This distinguished guest, do you want tea or wine? There was an old man and a waiter in the room. After Chin Luo entered the VIP room, the old man sitting on the sofa asked. Chin Luo first took a quick look at the VIP room. The interior of the entire room was designed to be quite splendid, and both the chandelier and the bar were inlaid with gold edges. Although it is a bit vulgar, it is also implying that the guests who come here should not offer rewards that are not equal to their status. It's expensive. Chin Luo's answer obviously made the old man and the waiter stunned for a while, thinking that he had never come into contact with such a guest. Do as the guest said. The old man, who was the boss in the waiter's mouth, was the first to respond and instructed the waiter who didn't know what to do. I don't know what happened to the customer when they found the store. The owner of the bar didn't mention the incident of being beaten at the door. He was a businessman. Inquiring about a person, Nicole Olivia of O'Hara. Don't be a smack. There must be more than one force who asked you to inquire about this information recently. I want all the information, and you can quote a price. Chin Luo was too lazy to argue with many parties. Straight to the point. I don't know which force the guests represent. It's in Shah Huoman Nora's. The bar owner didn't answer Chin Luo's question directly, but he introduced himself without any hesitation. And the owner of the bar is actually a member of the royal family, but I don't know what kind of status he has in the royal family. A few thoughts flashed in Chin Luo's mind, and they were thrown aside. Why, do you need to ask your shop about the origins of all the guests who come to your shop? This boss really knows how to do business, so he doesn't even know the employer's information. Chin Luo choked back and looked at the bar. The boss's eyes revealed a kind of contempt for the country people. The bar owner knew that Chin Luo was the type who couldn't have a good chat at all, and the few words that came in made people speechless. Cough cough, of course not, I just want to be friends with the distinguished guests. The bar owner secretly said that he had taken good care of himself and did not panic. After scolding in a low voice, the bar owner had no choice but to continue. Nicole Olivia's intelligence does have it, but 2 million Baileys are a bargain. Angry returns to anger, business must continue. The bar owner knew that there were a lot of powerful forces that he couldn't offend recently, and he didn't dare to ask Chin Luo's price. Otherwise, if he was retaliated in the future, he probably wouldn't even know how he died. Chin Luo directly took out 2 pearls the size of a baby's fist and rolled them on the table towards the bar owner. There are many pearls of this size on Fishman Island, but because only the people of Fishman Island can collect them. Therefore, pearls of this size have a lot of value on the Great Route, and are relatively rare in the remote West Blue. The average cost is 1.1 million Baileys. 2 tossed over is enough money for intelligence. The bar owner took the pearl and directly told the information after checking the authenticity. Nicole Olivia was seen a few days ago in the southern part of Château's city, but when she went back, she was nowhere to be found. But one thing is certain, Nicole Olivia is still on the island. Fang forces searched extremely severely for those who went out to sea, and the other party had no chance to go out to sea. Quote. Chin Luo listened to the bar owner's words, and his fat fingers tapped gently and rhythmically on the table. If someone from the latest intelligence will inform me, you know where I live, and you won't be disappointed with the price. After a while, Chin Luo got up and left a sentence. The moment Chin Luo left the VIP room, the table Chin Luo had knocked on turned into a pile of powder. As soon as Chin Luo entered the room, he was ready to give the bar owner a slap in the face. First, the table 2.7 is broken into powder by repulsion, and the table is kept original by gravity. When leaving, the table will be destroyed when the gravity table is pulled away, giving people an unfathomable feeling. Chin Luo, who had done all this, went straight away, and a real man never looked back at the explosion. South Side, where slums and gray areas intersect. According to Chin Luo's understanding of Olivia, this woman's hot and bold temperament is estimated to be hidden there. Those who dare to play in the dark under the lights are all bold people. Obviously, Olivia is one of them. Let me find it for a while, but I finally caught your tail. Chin Luo muttered in a voice that only he could hear. After coming out of the intoxicating bar, the 4 of them had disappeared, and only some blood left on the ground proved that something had just happened here. Chin Luo waved his hand and asked the bodyguards to follow him back to the hotel. Chapter 430 Beauty and Dog. By an intoxicating bar VIP room, and the table turned into powder makes the room fall into silence. The bar and the boss looked at each other, but finally the boss broke the peace with a wry smile. An incredible big man has come to Château's city again. Let someone inquire about the residence of the fat man just now. As soon as there is news of Nicole Olivia, I will send someone to deliver it to him. The bar owner touched the 2 pearls in his hand. He didn't appreciate the treasures at all, he just thought they were 2 hot potatoes. The bar owner decided to go to the palace immediately. There are some things that need to be discussed with the king. A force like Qinluo just now has been the 8th in the past few days. The increasingly prosperous business is not making bar owners happy. Because of the arrival of Nicole Olivia and the approach of unknown forces that have caused countless disasters, Chateau's castle, which has been peaceful for many years, is once again plunged into a whirlpool of turmoil. And the Nora's royal family must take every step of the way. As long as they are not careful, they will become a scapegoat for the rivalry between the major forces. Sometime after Qinluo left, a carriage galloped towards the palace from the back door of the bar. Qinluo took the hired bodyguard back to the hotel where he was staying, knowing that Olivia was in the city of 19,000 years old, but he was not in a hurry to find her. Besides, Chateau's castle is the capital of the Nora's kingdom, and it is also a huge port and commercial city. Its size and population size are completely incomparable to that kind of small fishing village. Even if it's only in the Nanchang district, Qinluo's desire to find Olivia, who is deliberately hiding in the vast sea of people, is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Those bodyguards hired must not be used to find Olivia, and it is another matter if they are found. Asking these people to help you will only expose yourself to everyone. No force would dare to do it so blatantly. You must know that Olivia is still Marine's wanted criminal, with a high bounty and an expedited one. Do you really have to rely on yourself to find it slowly? Qinluo frowned. He has a lot of abilities, but there is really no one suitable for the current situation and easy to find someone. Qinluo couldn't help looking at the system. Since the last time he rode the Golden Lion to the Marine headquarters, Qinluo has not received any points for a long time since he obtained a batch of devil fruits from Marine. 35,680 points left on the system panel. How many points are needed for the next ability upgrade? 120,000 or 110,000, which is out of reach anyway. The system is looking for Olivia. Does it provide status services? Qinluo was ready to be slaughtered, and the system had inexplicably swindled 20,000 points a while ago. My God, have you returned to your original appearance, host? You are really a dead fat house. Qinluo felt that after each upgrade, the system not only became more and more user-friendly, but also became more and more awkward. But it doesn't matter to the host. The system will not dislike the host. As long as I cover my eyes, it will be fine. You can rest assured. Qinluosheng has no face. Stop joking, seriously, can you help me locate Olivia? Has the host really changed his preferences, the wife, or the one with children? First, the host, I will give you a tactical helmet, the green one. In reality, the teacup in Qinluo's hand had been crushed into pieces. The system has not yet developed the business of positioning function. Please host yourself to work hard. Qinluo said that he was so angry that his sleeves were rolled up. You tell me now that you can't do anything. In the end, the system still provided a solution, so that Qinluo would not die, and report it to the top. Although the host is not good at finding people, but you can use the summoning ability to summon someone who has the ability to find people. This is a way to help me list a few people with strong ability to find people. Okay. A 6 Paths Immortal B Uzumaki Naruto 6 Paths Mode C. Looking at the series of zeros exchanged for points under these characters, Qinluo directly interrupted the system. Just list the ones I can redeem now. Oh, tell me earlier. In the end, the system gave Qinluo two choices, the 15,000-point Whirlpool Xiangling, and the 200-point Ninja Dog. Tsunade only needs 25,000 points. Why does the incompetent Uzumaki Xiangling need 15,000 points? Because Xiangling is not only a girl, she can also get her juice to heal when the host is injured. Of course, it will be more expensive. Then tell me which one do you choose between the host, the beauty and the dog? Qinluo looked at Vortex Xiangling's points, and considering the system's ridicule, he finally gritted his teeth and made a choice for his own reputation. That's right. Qinluo finally chose to summon 3 ninja dogs. He basically didn't need the healing ability of Vortex Xiangling. 15,000 points was a huge sum of money for him now, and he couldn't afford to waste it. Woo, the dog is so cute. Why does the host treat the dog like this? Ignoring the words behind the system, Chin Luo forcibly closed the system interface after summoning 3 ninja dogs. It's been a while, Chin Luo's system customer service seems to have a problem. With the ninja dog, the next thing is the lack of items with the smell of Olivia. After thinking for a while, Chin Luo thought of one thing, the text of history. Teleporting to an unknown uninhabited island with 3 ninja dogs, Chin Luo sent out the historical text in the space. Olivia had some exposure to it when she interprets the historical text, and there must be some smell left behind. 913. Half an hour later, in an unnoticed alley in the southern district of Chitose City, 3 fierce dogs sprang up, frightening one of the hawkers who set up a stall nearby. Other than that, it didn't cause any volatility. Poor people are not as good as rich dogs. Who cares if there are more dogs in this slum? At the same time, Chin Luo, disguised as a wealthy businessman, went out and walked towards Nanchang district with his bodyguards. What? Chin Luo is going to find Nicole Olivia with great fanfare. No, 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 the fat man said. His hands are itchy and he is going to gamble. The casinos in Nanchang district. Wash your neck and wait. Chin Luo looked like he was going to make a fortune, but he didn't notice the caring and mentally retarded eyes in the eyes of the bodyguards around him. These bodyguards thought in their hearts, this pig-like boss will not lose all his money, and their remuneration has not been paid out. Nanchang district is the most corner area of Chitose City, far away from Marine and the Royal Palace, and has become the best place to breed darkness. After development, it finally turned into a mixed area of slums and gray areas. Often on the side of a very prosperous road are those dirty and dilapidated earthen houses that are on the verge of collapse. The entire Nanchang district is very crowded, but it has to be said that this is the best place to hide people. After shopping for a while, Chin Luo chose a casino and entered. Chapter 431 on the importance of acting skills. This casino is not big and has no special features. There is only one reason for Chin Luo to enter this casino. On the edge of the casino, he saw one of the 3 ninja dogs he let out. Has Olivia appeared here before? Chin Luo thought of this and left the casino. He would have to take a good look at what's going on in this casino, so that Olivia would appear here. Is it just simply staying and hiding, or has another purpose? The interior design of the casino has the feeling of a nouveau riche, which is incomparable with the VIP room in the bar. Most of the people who come to gamble here are some businessmen with spare money, and those who are rich and famous will not choose to come here. From Chin Luo's bodyguard's point of view, Chin Luo's coming to a place like this doesn't quite agree with his status as a big businessman. And this kind of casino doesn't want that kind of formal, generally not very clean. It will make some small moves, and it will be a little troublesome to be targeted. Although the bodyguards were reluctant, who made that fat man their boss? Because of poor ventilation, the air of the casino is full of smoke. After Chin Luo and his party came in, many eyes, intentionally or unintentionally, fell on Chin Luo. They looked at Chin Luo, from the fat body, the gold necklace with the thick thumb on the neck, the expensive clothes to the gem ring in his hand. Coupled with Chin Luo's appearance of Brother Pig, it sounded like a whisper of the devil in these hearts. I am Chin Luo. People are stupid and have a lot of money, come quickly. The eyes of the people in the casino gradually changed. It was a look at the fat sheep. So under the attention of everyone, the fat sheep sat on the gambling table with such carelessness. It's not that there aren't enough ways to gamble in the casino, on the contrary, it's just that Chin Luo is only too good at it. Betting big or small is not only simple, Chin Luo also cheated Tsunade with him. As for the fact that Chin Luo, who was a novice in gambling, won the remaining 50 years of Tsunade, Chin Luo attributed this to Tsunade's first law. The law shows that as long as Tsunade starts gambling, she will lose in the end. For this kind of existence similar to the laws of nature, what Chin Luo can do, he is also very desperate. Ordinary casinos do not need to exchange chips, just cash. Chin Luo arbitrarily placed his bets. His focus was no longer on gambling, but on checking the situation of the entire casino. Of course, he did not forget to manage his expressions. The pig brother still has to continue, but also a little bit of arrogance. Olivia is not here to gamble, so is it possible to hide her identity and work in the casino? For example, online casinos, beautiful dealers. Cough, why did you sing it? Chinluo wondered if Olivia might be pretending to be a waiter and a dealer. Also, being a dealer and a waiter will be noticed by too many people, which is not good for Olivia to hide herself, so is she working in the background? Chinluo thought so in his heart, wondering if there was a way to go to the back of the casino to see. Chinluo's thoughts were interrupted because a hand was reaching towards his waist. During the period of Chinluo's thinking, Chinluo has lost more than 200,000 Baileys one after another. Although there are times when he wins, he can't stand the banker's means. Who made Chinluo bet the most every time? He didn't even frown when he lost, and the money in his arms seemed to be endless. And a pickpocket became the first person in this casino to shoot Chinluo, a fat sheep. What are you doing? There are still thieves in the casino. A loud shout made the entire casino quiet. Who would have thought that Chinluo, who was still stupid just now, suddenly grabbed the thief's hand? The thief was still holding Chinluo's wallet, which could be said to be stolen and captured. Damn, isn't Shaoxin a 100% success rate? Why did he miss when the target was a fat pig? On the second floor of the casino, the person in charge of the casino said to the casino security captain on the side. Listening to the tone, this thief was raised by the casino, and stealing fat sheep is also one of the regular businesses of this casino. Haha, who knows, maybe this fat pig brought too much money, and the little three slipped. Then it's time for me to play. Poor fat pig, how good it is to be stolen, just to save his life. The security captain of the casino is, to put it bluntly, the gold medalist of the casino. There were words of pity in his mouth and a cruel smile on his face. Ah, guest, there has never been a thief in our casino again. Is there some misunderstanding? You destroy the reputation of the casino for no reason. This makes it difficult for us. Regarding the thief, he also said that Chinluo was here to spoil the place. I'll report, Brother Wolf, this dead fat pig is an old man. After the security captain finished speaking, the thief who was grabbed by Chinluo's wrist directly shouted, and let go of his wallet, and a few pieces fell out of the wallet. Dice. The thief moved quickly. Chinluo couldn't help but glance at the thief. Dare to steal things from God, he really has a few hands, and it is worthy of him to be a thief in the light of God for a while. The security captain showed such a look in his eyes, and the thief showed a look of fearlessness and justice. Chinluo will be conquered by this kind of acting. If you want him to say, in this casino, there are more than one or two such performances. It was the first time that Chinluo heard that he could use the dice to make a big bet when he was not the dealer. This kind of boring reason is like convicting Chinluo. It is simply that the casino has made a clear position to do things. Look at the eyes of the gamblers around you. No one will believe it. They are basically looking at the excitement, gloating eyes, and disappointed eyes. What the hell is this disappointed look? No, he wanted to make a move, but was preempted by the casino. A casino is full of acting schools. At this time, the system prompt should sound, advanced knowledge of acting skills get. So a group of thugs in the casino surrounded Chinluo with guns. As for Chinluo's bodyguard, he directly escaped in front of the numerous guns. Chinluo also timely put on a look like I'm afraid of death, please don't shoot, I'm rich and have a good background. Chinluo was still thinking about how he could go to the back of the casino and see the owner of the casino by the way without forcing his way in. Now everything has been done so naturally by the casino people. Chinluo doesn't need to make a big noise in the casino at all. Chinluo was invited to the small room of the casino by a group of casino thugs, and the owner of the casino and some responsible persons were also waiting there. This scene was seen by countless gamblers, and they couldn't help but see the picture of the fat pig being dragged into the slaughterhouse. However, unlike them, what appeared in Chinluo's mind was the picture of Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma Wolf. He was the wolf. Chapter 432, Pretend Pig to Eat Tiger. After seeing the owner of the casino, Chin Luo's good temper stopped there. When the casino was ready to attack Chin Luo, their fate was already doomed. But they couldn't bear it. Some people thought their life was too long, and they always wanted to provoke Chin Luo. Dead fat pig, go quickly. The thief who was caught by Chin Luo when he was pickpocketing poured his anger on Chin Luo this time. Maybe Chin Luo was already dead in his heart. Just speaking is not enough. The thief called Xiaosaner straightened up and kicked Chin Luo's waist. If an ordinary person takes this, not to mention the problem of the waist injury, the strength alone is enough to make people lie on the ground directly. Everyone in the room watched this scene with interest, and no one came out to stop it. Well, Chin Luo sentenced it to death for this black casino that didn't know the situation. This kick, Chin Luo dodged with a flick of his will, and at the same time made the thief even more angry. The thief pulled out the gun hidden on his body and pointed at Chin Luo's head. It's very flexible, you fat pig, but if you don't want to eat bullets, you will be beaten. Chin Luo ignored the thief and said before the thief had finished speaking, "Who gave you the courage to attack me and took me to the small room at the back?" Chin Luo's change of tone made the people in room 157 a little surprised, and then the whole room burst into laughter. "Ha ha, fat man, it's too late to be imposing. Enter this room, your life is out of your control, lick my shoes clean, maybe I can save your life." The thief approached with a grin. Chin Luo, kicked again, was dodged by Chin Luo again. "Little Saner, just shoot the gun, as long as you don't kill him, this dead fat pig can jump too far. By the way, I've grown up so much, and I haven't seen a pig slaughter before. I just witnessed it today." The people in the room thought they were superior, and they were in a position to win, and they were discussing how to rule Chin Luo's death. A group of clowns jumping on the beam. Chin Luo didn't control his voice, so he said that, which naturally attracted unkind attention from everyone in the room. With a sneer, Chin Luo closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, he was replaced by a pair of kaleidoscope-writing round eyes. "The one who just raised the gun at me, break your arm first." Chin Luo gave an order, and the right arms of the bodyguards in the room broke in unison. With Chin Luo's current ability, there are many ways to cut off the arms of these ordinary people. In the end, Chin Luo chose a more bloody way. The powerful repulsion turned into invisible swords, and finally cut off the target's arm and bones together. Blood splattered on the walls, staining the entire room bloody. Many tragic screams echoed in the room. But because of the good sound insulation of the room, it didn't get out much. "As for you, Mr. Thief, I am honored to tell you first, you are a god thief now, and you dare to try to steal from God. Plus some of your other blasphemous behaviors. I sentence, you will be punished by fire as sinners." Quote. At this time, the thief was almost unconscious because of the sudden situation. Chin Luo didn't even notice the strange place that Chin Luo claimed to be a god. Black flame, Amaterasu was released by Chin Luo to the thief. The sparks turned into a prairie fire, covering the entire thief. Amaterasu's black flames devoured the body of the thief little by little. The hoarse wailing disappeared the moment the thief's throat was burned. This soundproof room, which was used to cover up the screams of the prey, became the last burial place for these people. The battle ended quickly. After all, the gap between these ordinary people and Chin Luo was too great, and it was not too much to kill them in seconds. In a flash, Chin Luo came to the casino owner and brought up the casino owner who had never had a chance to speak. "Now, let me ask you a few questions, okay?" In order to survive, the casino owner nodded quickly and said yes. Next Chin Luo asked some questions, such as have you seen Nicole Olivia? What kind of business do casinos do? Has the casino recruited new people recently? Did anything weird happen in the casino or something? In the end, there was not much useful information. The casino did not show up Olivia, nor did it recruit new people. There are a lot of things about committing rape and crime, but none of them are related to Olivia. The only strange thing is that a thief came to the casino a few nights ago, but the thief took nothing away after rummaging through the boxes. Chin Luo is almost certain that the thief is Olivia, and only in this way can explain why there are traces of her coming to this casino. From the description of the casino owner, Olivia should be searching for something. What is it that makes Olivia touch the casino door even at the risk of getting caught? Chin Luo was puzzled. After asking, Chin Luo planned to use illusion to modify the memories of the casino owner and the surviving thugs. Chin Luo cooperated to come to this small room, but he planned not to cause too much noise. Therefore, apart from the thieves, like the gold medal thug Wolf brother and the casino owner, Chin Luo left them a small life, but only asked them for a hand. Chin Luo sat in the seat, waiting for the casino owner who had received the illusion to wake up. In Chin Luo's modified memory for several people, Chin Luo broke out with a powerful fighting force and beat a group of people to pieces. The part of the thug and the thief who disappeared turned into a bad choice to escape, but in fact the ashes of these people were at their feet. I think you are also a boss. As long as you can come up with a price that makes my heart feel, I will not pursue today's matter. Chin Luo's greasy hand raised the casino owner again. Chin Luo meant to let the casino owner break the bank and save the disaster. The casino owner who hit the nail had no choice but to pin his nose and recognize it. So the version that has been circulated has become Chin Luo, the guy who plays a pig and eats a tiger. Not only did he walk out of the small dark room of the casino alive, but he also counterattacked gorgeously to complete the black eat black. After receiving 50 million Baileys, surprise fee, fat man, Chin Luo left the casino contentedly. Well, when he became proficient in business, he immediately changed to another company, and repeated the same technique. Chin Luo didn't just enter the casino casually. The casinos he entered were all places where the ninja dogs found Olivia's aura. The news from these casinos is basically consistent. Olivia is really looking for something, and has not found it yet. After a day, Chin Luo was completely famous in Nanchung district. Good people call him a master of playing as a pig and eating a tiger. But people who have met Chin Luo don't think so. They think Chin Luo is just a pig and doesn't need to pretend at all. Maybe it's mythical ancient hairy pig fruit. Many people guess so. Chapter 433 Delayed Thief. The three ninja dogs summoned were not easy to use, on the contrary, they were too powerful. In the end, there were at least 10 casinos in the entire southern district that had Olivia's scent, and her activity area included half of the southern district. If Chin Luo continued to toss according to his previous behavior, all the casinos in the southern district might unite to boycott him. And Chin Luo's frequent access to various casinos has attracted the attention of other forces. To take risks. If other forces found Olivia earlier than him, it would only be more troublesome. After the day was over, Chin Luo decided not to go to those casinos during the day, but planned to leave quietly at night to search for the active Olivia. With the efforts of the ninja dogs, Olivia's possible hiding place has been compressed to only a quarter of the southern city. In this range, Chin Luo has the confidence to monitor in real time. A bright crescent moon hangs high above the sky, and the bright and soft gecko gently sprinkles. The sea breeze of west blue blew a few clouds, with a faint smell of the sea. Chin Luo just sat upright on one of the 80 square meter clouds. In front of him was a small table with small wine and a few dishes. Drinking alone under the moon was Chin Luo's pastime when he searched for Olivia in the past 2 nights. Cloud shells are unavailable in the blue sea, and even if someone wonders why the cloud is slow to move, they will not suspect that there is a person above the cloud. The cloud layer was restrained by Chin Luo with the ability of the overlord of the sea, and Rupindi used the long-lost, repulsive force absolute domain. Since saving Roger's fleet a long time ago, Chin Luo has never used this trick again. Searching for Olivia also does not require Chin Luo to stare at him. Countless small summons summoned by Rinnegan are hidden in the area where Olivia may haunt. The eyes of these summons are the same as Chin Luo at this time, showing the form of Rinnegan. As long as there is any movement, the vision in front of the summoned creature will be synchronized with Chin Luo. Last night, I met Olivia sooner, and I have to sit for another night today. Looking at the dimly lit urban area at the foot of the distance, Chin Luo, who had returned to his original appearance, was wearing a pirate Chinese-Japanese kimono and sipping a small the wine, complained aloud. Chin Luo was not worried about being seen by others. Unless Golden Lion also arrived at Chateau's city, no one among the pirates would fly to such a height. Not even the Red Earl, who claims to be the solitary god. This is just a gutless gangster hiding in the darkness and the beams to plot against others. Self-proclaimed as a means to the sky, there are many tricks. In front of Chin Luo's eyes, he is also an ambitious weakling who can't see the difference in strength. Referring to the Red Earl, Chin Luo remembered that this man's target was also Olivia. Chin Luo couldn't help squinting his eyes and carefully looked at the Chateau's city under his feet. The Red Earl should be in Chateau's city now. I don't know where he is hiding. Since the Red Earl has the courage to attack Olivia and set Chin Luo up, he must be prepared to be settled by Chin Luoqiu. Chin Luo couldn't help thinking of Marine's remarks that added fuel to it, and his eyes became even more unkind. Time passed slowly, and more streets were extinguished, falling into a quiet and peaceful night. Olivia's most likely event time has also arrived. The back door of a casino, Olivia, dressed in black, hid in the shade of a tree, her long silver hair pulled up. This is the penultimate one. If neither of these two casinos has that thing, it's only possible in the palace. Olivia's voice was very soft, and she sighed at the end of her speech. Obviously, she was very unwilling to do something. Olivia's skill is good. With the help of Sky Island's Fengbei and Xiangbei, she can easily read the 2-meter-high wall and the windows on the second floor. It's no wonder that Olivia can enter and exit the major casinos so freely, even if these casinos have strengthened their manpower alerts. Like Olivia, whether it is physical means of obstruction, optical infrared anti-theft devices, or various sophisticated locks, it is meaningless in front of her. Olivia's behavior seems to confirm the saying, learn mathematics, physics and chemistry well, and you are not afraid to travel all over the world. If you learn more, at least you can be a thief. Nothing. In addition to a devil fruit, the open safe was all kinds of gold bars, jewelry, banknotes and land deeds. The only booklet, which Olivia flipped through, was a list of debts and IOUs. Olivia didn't see the money in the cabinet and the devil fruit that represented power. Without finding that thing, she was about to close the safe again and leave as nothing happened. Just when the safe was locked again, the automatic mechanism made a click sound. The voice was so obvious in the silence of the second floor. Who's inside? The bodyguard patrolling the second floor slammed open the door of the room where the safe was placed. After the sound of bang, the lights on the second floor were turned on, and more people gathered around. Olivia in the room at this time, there was only one open window. Catch the thief ran outside, hurry up and chase. At this time, the owner of the casino also ran in, unable to hide the financial room and the open window, all telling others that the thief had run away. 0. Under the boss's order, a large number of casino security and thugs were dispatched to look for thieves. People from other casinos nearby also sent people to search together after hearing about it. This thief has been attacking the casino several times in a row recently, and other casinos have been chasing after him. After discussing for a while, once they saw the thieves, they all dispatched. For a while, the casino that Olivia infiltrated, and several neighborhoods around it were caught in the catch the thief activity. Naturally, Chin Luo couldn't hide such a commotion. In fact, it was as early as when Olivia overcame the wall and entered the casino. Olivia was discovered by a summoned creature hidden on the street corner and synced to Chin Luo's eyes. Chin Luo didn't move, just wanted to see what Olivia was going to do and was waiting for a chance for a hero to save beauty. I have to say that Olivia's skillful infiltrating and unlocking later surprised Chin Luo. This is a strange thief who was delayed by archaeology. Even after being discovered, Olivia's response was very calm. After everyone saw the open window, they thought Olivia had escaped into the street. But no matter how many people they deployed, they couldn't find Olivia, not even the shadow of the thief. Because at the moment the bodyguard slammed into the door, Olivia then slammed the door and hid in the next room. Chapter 434 Scramble for Olivia. After discovering that the thief had invaded, all attention was focused on the safe and catching the thief. No one paid attention to the situation in the room next to the safe. Waiting for the casino owner to confirm that nothing is missing before thinking of asking someone to confirm other rooms. But at this time, Olivia, who had enough time, had already found a good hiding place for herself. The room next to the safe is an accounting room. On weekdays, the finances of the casino would settle the accounts here and hand over the booklet with the IOU and the list to the casino owner and put it in the safe. The room is not big and the furnishings are very simple, with a few closets for documents and a desk with cabinets for office use. The person who came to the room checked the closet and under the table before leaving after confirming that no one was there. After the visitor left for a few minutes, sure that he would not come back, a slight sound came from the cabinet attached to the table. Then Olivia got out from under the heavy table, breathing heavily while suppressing her voice. She was holding her breath just now, for fear of causing some noise. It's not that the person who came here didn't check carefully, but that no one would have thought that there could be people hiding in the cabinet of the table. The cabinet of the table is not big enough to put a child in it, not to mention that it is divided into 3 layers. Olivia also noticed that the cabinet of the table is the kind that is easy to disassemble and install. After finding it, she cleaned out the contents in the cabinet, and took it apart and hid it in. Those who come in to check only need to pull the cabinet, and they will find that there are empty shelves in the 3-tiered cabinet. If she was found hiding in the closet, Olivia wouldn't even have a chance to run. Olivia also made a decision after weighing the pros and cons. It was a big gamble. I bet the people who come in to check will not be too serious. Win the bet and escape for a while, lose the bet forever. Fortunately, it turned out that Olivia won. But that's not the point. The point is how in such a big place, Olivia squeezed in, especially the majestic peaks of the 36D. Chin Luo really wanted to know if Olivia had mastered both the bone shrinking technique and the tube top technique at the same time. That's not right. It seems that tube-topped Dafa can't do it to this extent. Unless Olivia's one is inflated or cushioned. No, Chin Luo can swear with his own hands, that 36D feels absolutely real and solid. After waiting for a while, the search around the area gradually diminished due to the delay in finding suspicious persons. Olivia restored the cabinet to its original state and took the opportunity to slip out. If it is Olivia's behavior before, it can really help herself out of the search. But this time is different, or it has been different since yesterday. The entire search tonight was overstaffed and lasted too long, and Olivia herself felt the difference. Chin Luo, who was on the clouds, also saw some familiar marine faces and hundreds of millions of pirates mixed in the search team through Rinnegan's summons. The frequent theft of casinos in the past few days, as well as the strange behavior of Fat Man, Chin Luo still attracted the attention of other forces. These people were like sideburns, and they gathered around after smelling the unusual breath. Where do you want to go, Miss Olivia? Why don't I give you a ride? Olivia was just turned a few street corners when someone spotted him. A man dressed in Western clothes and acting like a gentleman stood in front of Olivia. HMPH, do you still want to run? Nicole Olivia, come here obediently, I can still save your life. A group of pirates also gathered behind Olivia, led by a pirate captain who started from West Blue and was somewhat famous in the New World, Dinan Walker of Iron Hook. The left and right palms of Hook's Dinan Walker were cut off by the enemy, and replaced by 2 iron hooks. It was with these 2 iron hooks that Dinan Walker made countless prestige in the New World. However, his status is still not qualified to participate in the competition for Olivia, so who should be working for him? Big Mom, 100 Beasts Pirates, Whitebeard, Doubts or other forces, Chin Luo thought in his mind, only to think that tonight will be more lively. In the observation of Chin Luo Rinnegan's summons, at least 8 different forces are gathering at this street corner. These 8 forces are not ordinary characters, and the leaders have the strength of pirates with hundreds of millions of bounties, including a marine vice-admiral. The strongest among them is one of the top officials of the Don Quixote family, Toripal. Chinluo didn't expect that the Don Quixote family would start participating in world events so early. Doflamingo only had such confidence and strength after going to sea for 6 to 7 years. It should not be underestimated. And the red color that is hidden in the dark. Count. For a time, Olivia was surrounded by dozens of forces, and it was difficult to fly. The only thing she has left now is waiting to be taken away by a certain force. This desperate scene reminded her of being hunted by the Marine, kidnapped by the Golden Lion and thrown into the sea with the remaining 33 crew members. Fell from Olivia's face, who had always been very strong. There was no sound, it was a silent despair and crying. Chinluo had a headache. He hated women crying the most, especially the women he cared about. The wine glass in his hand was thrown out by Chinluo, and he didn't know which hapless person it hit. Really not. Chinluo will take Olivia directly even if he is seen. Anyway, Chinluo is not worth it. At most, some of the previous plans have been in vain. More than a dozen forces ignored Olivia herself and talked brazenly about her ownership in front of her. Now she is a thing, a strange thing that is contested by everyone, just ask her not to die. The negotiation didn't go well, there was only one Olivia, and she was alone and could not be divided into several points. There are too many speculations, discussions and threats are useless, and the next step is to do it. War is imminent. More than a dozen forces are working together, except for themselves, they are all enemies. The leader of the 2.9 force of the crowd rushed directly towards Olivia. They had to fight each other, scramble for Olivia, and ensure Olivia's life, and they fought with restraint. Scene wasn't chaotic enough. Chinluo couldn't help thinking about the scene where he was fighting for Olivia. Only the more chaotic he is, the better he can take it away without knowing it. Looking at the surrounding environment, Chinluo has a sense of doctrine. This block is relatively close to the city wall. Without anyone noticing, a row of more than a dozen cannons on the city wall turned without anyone, aiming at the melee crowd. Because Chiteau's castle was on guard for unknown forces recently, the cannonballs were put aside. Unmanned cannon, self-refilling and firing. Target, Olivia. Chapter 435 Italian Cannon. The shelling on the city wall shattered the night and broke the tranquility of Chiteau's city. There were quite a few rooms where the cannons rumbled at night, and there were many who fought in the wild, but none of them were as neat as the shelling on the city walls. After the whistling of the shells and the loud noise of the explosion. In Chinluo's eyes, Chiteau's city, which was in darkness, was like a domino. From the warring neighborhood of Nanchang District, the lights continued to spread to the royal palace and marine base. Aimed at the corner of the street where Olivia was located, except for one or two that fell among the fighting crowds on the periphery, more directly hit Olivia and the leaders of the many forces fighting for her. This distance, this accuracy, the leaders of the forces being shelled felt that a whole team of ace shellers was attacking them. At this time, no one has time to care about Olivia's life and death. The leaders of all the forces are protecting themselves against the bombardment and the explosion caused by the bombardment. The violent explosion carried the fragments of the ammunition, and set off a huge amount of dust, which shattered the glass of all the surrounding houses. Behind the glass are ordinary people shivering under the bed. Under such a close-range shelling explosion, even the leaders of those forces who were trying their best to resist 17 were all brought along. Olivia, an ordinary person with little strength, thinks that it is more fortunate than fortune. Everyone could basically foresee a bloody, incomplete corpse behind the smoke. At the moment when the cannonball approached, Olivia looked at the cannonball that was getting closer and closer to her body. First, the fear of death turned into relief. Maybe it would be nice to just die. Compared with death, Olivia is more afraid of the tragic end of those forces, the tragedy of O'Hara's slaughter, and the heavy mission of finding lost history on her body. These are like ropes around her neck, getting tighter and tighter, making her gradually breathless, unable to breathe, like death. But now she seems to be dying under a cannonball, in front of everyone in O'Hara, and she is about to be freed. The human brain is usually only 10% developed. At the moment of death, the normally suppressed thinking ability and potential are activated by the body's survival instinct. In this short period of time, Olivia thought a lot, and the memories of the past flashed in her mind like passing flowers, but they were so clear. Olivia thinks of her childhood, the ways she was taught by the elders on O'Hara, the books she read, her friends and relatives, her former husband. These faces she thought were completely blurred in memory. The end. Olivia thought of her daughter, the recent suffering, the 33 missing crew members and Lu Yun. Cannonball exploded. All Olivia's thoughts were drowned in the explosion, and the dazzling white light and thick smoke engulfed her body and face. There was no pain, and when Olivia opened her eyes again, she saw the sky and the moon that was closer. Is this the kingdom of heaven? It seems to be closer to the moon and bigger. Olivia looked at the unfamiliar moon. I'm sorry, the kingdom of heaven is overcrowded right now, and we don't plan to accept you for the time being. A somewhat familiar voice sounded from behind Olivia, and then a pair of greasy and fat hands covered Olivia's eyes from behind. Of course Olivia wasn't dead. Qin Luo previously teleported to the city wall and controlled the artillery on the city wall to bombard Olivia. Naturally, he was confident to save and take Olivia away. At that time, Qin Luo was not panic at all. Even when he was controlling a row of cannons, his mood was like this. 2nd Battalion Commander, bring up Lao Su's Italian artillery and let the friendly troops taste it. Fire the gun. Qin Luo really wanted to shout it out, but in order not to disturb others to save Olivia, Qin Luo endured it and made a salted fish who didn't even dare to say hi, but could only be lustful in his heart. Italy is a good place, where the guns, noodles, and women are all charming. At the moment when the shells flew out, Qin Luo put a layer of invisible repulsion space on Olivia from the air, and the shield with 100 times the repulsion force firmly protected Olivia like a turtle shell. Even if the whole street corner were dead and mushrooms grew on the ground, Olivia would be fine. It was the first time that Qin Luo had put a repulsion shield on someone over such a long distance. If the system was not powerful enough, Rinnegan's 360-degree 3D positioning would be real and accurate, otherwise it would be really boring. Finally, when Olivia was surrounded by thick smoke and blazing white light, Shenwei's quiet black hole unfolded behind Olivia, and with a slight push of repulsion, Olivia entered the Shenwei space. When the Shenwei space came out again, Olivia and Qin Luo were already above the clouds. Olivia with her eyes closed, teasing her mind, she turned into a fat man and spoke from behind her and covered her eyes. Olivia found that her eyes were covered by a pair of greasy pig trotters. She was startled at first, grabbed the pig knuckles a few times, and escaped. Now she saw the pig, who was talking and where she was now. Above the clouds. The unfamiliar environment and affairs made her wonder, what are you, where are you, and what are you going to do? When Olivia opened her mouth, she was a good quality 3, but she didn't think the pig-like fat man in front of her was an angel. If it is true, she thinks to go to hell to see, or she has come to the wrong kingdom of heaven 370, this is the kingdom of pigs. Qin Luo was very injured. He was arrested after saving people, and he was asked about something, so he became more teasing. Hey, of course I caught you here. Come and thank me for saving my life. You will be my slave in the future. You will be able to pour water on the warm bed, and the whereabouts of ancient weapons. You're dreaming. Olivia knew that she was no match for the opponent. Thinking of the humiliation she just said, she hardened her heart and jumped down from the edge of the cloud layer after saying a word. Guigi, I scared the baby to death, and Qin Luo was terrified. I didn't expect Olivia to be so strong. There was no repulsion and parallel space outside the clouds, and Olivia really fell when she fell. Qin Luo quickly wrapped Olivia with repulsion and pulled him back. Seeing Olivia struggling with repulsion, Qin Luo no longer wanted to tease, for fear that Olivia would do something stupid again. Stop struggling, it won't hurt you, I was just joking. In Qin Luo's gentle voice, In front of Olivia, the fat man gradually shrank, and the fully stretched kimono became loose. Chinluo also it will look as handsome and evil as before. Seeing Olivia's still puzzled appearance, Chinluo took out a mask in his hand, and of course Lu Yun's mask was playing with it. Chapter 436 How to Flirt. Lu Yun, looking at the mask in memory, and thinking about the somewhat familiar voice and the full of bad taste, Olivia stopped struggling and asked softly with doubts. You can also call me Chinluo. With soft and loving eyes, Chinluo's smile warmed Olivia's scarred heart like the sunshine at night. Bastard. When she confirmed that the person who saved her was Lu Yun, Olivia's mind went blank. She didn't think about anything, and threw herself into Chinluo's arms with an angry curse. That moment, only Chinluo's evil and tender smile remained in Olivia's eyes. Before Olivia died, she was not thinking of her deceased husband, but Lu Yun wearing a mask. The face of her husband, who had been dead for many years, became increasingly blurred. At the moment of dying again, Olivia was rescued by Chinluo. She thought about whether she would consider herself dead, put down all the things she carried, give up her identity as Olivia, and start a new life by Chinluo's side. Olivia thought while crying. She knew that she was finished, and in front of Chinluo, she could no longer bring herself a disguise called strong. She couldn't even refuse Chinluo if he opened his mouth. Knowing that the tears completely wet Chinluo's shirt, Olivia stopped crying. Thank you for saving me, and I will repay the favor when I have the chance. Olivia said with her red eyes and hot red face. This was her last arrogance. It wasn't easy to save. I've been looking for you for a long time, little wildcat. Chinluo touched Olivia's face with his right hand and gently wiped away the tears, bringing a hint of coolness to Olivia's blushing face. A soft voice rang in Olivia's ear, and the sound was so full of magic that her ears were dyed red. You're the little wildcat. Olivia threw herself into Chinluo's arms again. This time she didn't cry, just listened to Chinluo's heartbeat so quietly, as if to see if Chinluo was telling the truth or not. I still say no. It's scratching and biting, and it will climb over the wall to steal things and drill into the bookcase. Chinluo breathed softly in Olivia's ear. Even though Chinluo didn't know much about flirting with girls in his previous life, he can still draw a scoop with a gourd. Me. Olivia's shy voice seemed to be able to squeeze out the water. Chinluo said that it was the first time he had seen such an Olivia. I don't want to repay the kindness, I still have to charge the remuneration and interest. Chinluo put his finger on Olivia's lips, hinting frantically. At that moment, Chinluo missed a poem in his heart. Go. No, it's Tezu's. It is advisable to leave the remaining brave to chase the poor bandits, and not to be called the overlord of learning. Olivia is very active. She is indeed a woman who is very active in love. After Chinluo hinted, Chinluo kissed him without taking any action. Tongue kiss, also known as hot kiss, wet kiss, French kiss, also known as romantic kiss. Medicine is called the interaction of body fluids, and it is called spitting between bears and children. Don't ask the author why he encyclopedias these things here. The author has been single for more than 20 years, and this question is a proposition for me. This kiss came with fire, like 1,000 years long, and ended hastily like a handjob. The two of them were lost and woke up again. Maybe it's just experienced something with a relatively large span, or maybe it's an admission of something. Olivia, who woke up, was shy and anxious to break away from Chinluo's embrace. The moment she broke free from Chinluo's embrace, Olivia mercilessly punched Chinluo's stomach. The fist with 100% strength hit Chinluo's soft belly. Two people, one has no worries, the other has no precautions. Just so caught off guard, Chinluo bent down like a shrimp. Fortunately, this time it wasn't for Xiao Chinluo, otherwise, Xiao Chinluo, who is still full of vigor just now, is estimated to be in the shadows for a long time. Chinluo couldn't understand what the woman Olivia was thinking. Just now, she was ready for a second marriage, and the next moment she was ready to be a widow. After the pain ended, Chin Luo reacted, maybe this was Olivia's subconscious pride. She is erudite and knowledgeable. She is not strong but has a strong hand. She has a strong personality and will not admit defeat. She has a lot of burdens but does not stop. Unlike Tsunade, a strong woman who has been trained in Naruto, Olivia herself is like this, a woman who burns like fire, a blood rose with thorns. This is probably the reason why Chin Luoming is not familiar with her role, but he appreciates her very much. Olivia gave Chin Luo a completely different kind of beauty, which allowed Chin Luo to endure the thorn and want to hold it in his hand. After thinking about this, Chin Luo had a soft smile on his face again. Stepping forward, Olivia, who was standing bewildered after punching and was very annoyed, pulled over. Chin Luo took her hand and walked to the table where he had a drink earlier. The wine and food on the table are still in good condition, just add tableware and chopsticks. With a thought, Chin Luo took out a pair from the space warehouse. Eat something first, and I don't know if you have eaten well these days. Just stay with me in the future, don't take risks by yourself. Sitting across from Chin Luo, Olivia put away the blush on her face and ears, and the eyes of the two sides met, and they were stuck together like an electric shock and couldn't be separated. At this time, Chin Luo's expression was unprecedentedly serious, staring straight at her with eyes that seemed to swallow her up. A kiss is not enough for Chin Luo. Olivia has such a resolute and free personality, if she doesn't pursue her victory now and make a final decision. Maybe when she turns around, when Olivia becomes rational and calm, she will use her daughter and mission to disguise herself again, put her inner feelings on the shelf, and send Chin Luo a good person card by the way. Chin Luo didn't want to take risks, and now he wants Olivia to speak, a real response. This time, Olivia couldn't escape anymore. Olivia knew that Chin Luo had put his secret in front of her. Lu Yun is Chin Luo. If this news spreads, the entire pirate world will be shaken. Well, as she just thought, start her life again from today. Olivia made a decision after a period of mild psychological struggle, and she showed a sweet smile to Chin Luo. Chin Luo knew that it was done. Olivia responded decisively and simply. She finally became Olivia, her current self, with no mission and no constraints, just like an 18-year-old girl. Olivia let go of something and promised something. Chapter 437 Jade Talisman. After getting the answer he wanted, Chin Luo's hanging heart finally let go, and everything was settled. Chin Luo picked up 2 small wine glasses and filled them with sake. Come on, let's have a drink together. Chin Luo handed Olivia a glass. According to Chin Luo's intention, this time he and her body were going to be entangled with each other, then blushed and stretched his neck to drink some kind of liquid. That's right, Chin Luo was talking about a glass of wine. Olivia did not refuse. This time is usually accompanied by a narration. Chin Luo and Olivia have fallen in love since then, and they both live together. System, say something human, do you have no idea what this book is about? Since then, Chin Luo has found a savage friend who is a long-term, managing meal, like a wife. Avi. So the system was very satisfied and gave Chin Luo 500 points. Chin Luo was very surprised that the system would actively send points. It was too strange. There must be an unknown calculation behind this. Could it be that the system is encouraging him to attack pirate women? Why did Aunt Momoshiki give it? Is it because of the wife? A certain host can even guess at random. Chin Luo fell into the wireless imagination. Since a wife can do it, then Loli can also try it. It happens that Robin and Loli are in O'Hara, and they are still mother and daughter flowers, hee. Perhaps Chin Luo's obscene-like system is not too small. The system actively warns, host, your thoughts are very dangerous. This kind of thing is 137, starting in 3 years, and the death penalty is the highest. Chin Luo shook his head frantically. Wrong, obviously 3 years of blood earned, death penalty is not a loss. What are you talking about? Olivia found that Chin Luo's self-talk was very weird, not only being wretched, but also giving her an urge to hit him, which can be said to be very bad. No, I'm talking about Loli. Chin Luo was startled, and hurriedly shook off the thoughts in his head, just like watching a small movie and being discovered by his parents. Lori, Olivia asked with a black face. It's Robin, I'm talking about how your daughter Robin is. Chin Luo was afraid that Olivia would find something, so he quickly explained. Robin, how do you know my daughter's name is Robin? I didn't say it. Olivia looked at Chin Luo vigilantly, and at the same time worried that Chin Luo would have a grudge against her because she had a daughter. It's not a secret that your daughter's name is Robin. I'll do some research to find you, and naturally I know. Chin Luo's reason was very good, and Olivia was relieved just thinking about it. There are some things that you can't force. Chin Luo knew from the beginning, since he just asked that, he said he didn't mind. Robin, I haven't seen my daughter for a long time. I really want to go back to O'Hara to see her now. She's in danger now. Olivia recalled her daughter. Her heart was full of grief, and she almost burst into tears. Come. The strong Olivia seemed to shed tears in one day that she hadn't seen in years. The days of hiding and hunting were not easy, coupled with the destruction of numerous resupply locations on the West Blue main route. Olivia didn't know how long she hadn't had a good meal. Chin Luo chatted with her while eating. Gecko dinner, as far as the romance is concerned, I don't know how many streets to burst the candlelight dinner. Have you found a love hotel that sits on top of white clouds? District 11 is not good. From Olivia's experience at sea, to Olivia's daughter Robin, the missing 33 crew members, and the Marine Demon Slayer fleet bound for O'Hara on the way. A happy Olivia is happy to share all kinds of heartache and pain with her man, and Chin Luo can always properly show her gentle side, comfort and promise, and there is always one suitable for those topics. It's different, it's different. Chin Luo, who already has experience with Tsunade and Momoshiki, is completely different from a single dog in flirting skills. Doesn't that mean that you found me long ago when I broke into the casino? Well, you were watching a play, why didn't you save me earlier? When talking about how Chin Luo found her, Olivia found herself Chin Luo's every move was watched by Chin Luo, along with those embarrassed looks. Olivia was so embarrassed that she stretched out a small fist to hit Chin Luo's chest. Isn't that seeing your valiant appearance, your skills like a thief are so charming? And how can you draw out those forces hidden in the city? You see, I will rescue you when you are in danger. Chin Luo explained a lot more, and Olivia let him go. By the way, what are you looking for at the risk of being caught? It's not just Chin Luo, but the forces that are attacking Olivia's attention are also very strange. Could it be that there are hidden weapons related to the 3 ancient weapons in this Chitose city? Thing. A jade talisman. Olivia stroked her hair and continued. It has something to do with the undead fleet. Dead fleet. Chin Luo couldn't figure it out, but he had a bad premonition in his heart. Some time ago, he woke up a group of ghost ships. The undead fleet is the unidentified armed force that has been slaughtering multiple towns in a row. Their flag is a lady holding a rose and a skull. I have seen relevant information in O'Hara's books. This is a sinful cult from a few years ago. I don't know why they were resurrected after being sealed. What does that have to do with the jade talisman you're looking for? Chin Luo asked the key. The book also mentions that there is a family in Chitose City that guards this jade talisman and the seal of this cult. I think that this undead fleet may have something to do with the jade talisman that came to West Blue. But that family has long since perished. It took many inquiries to find out that the last member of the family was addicted to gambling, and many of the family's wealth was lost. After Olivia's explanation, Chin Luo figured out everything. He was basically sure that the undead fleet was awakened by him. Chin Luo was uneasy, his heart was beating wildly, and he didn't know whether to tell Olivia all this. In the end Chin Luo gave up and will talk about it later when he has a chance. According to what you mean, this jade talisman is either in the casino or in the hands of the Nora's royal family. Facing Chin Luo's question, Olivia nodded. There are still a few casinos to check. With the table removed, Chin Luo decided to accompany Olivia. Otherwise, Olivia will secretly go alone again. Olivia stretched out a finger and pointed somewhere. Chin Luo didn't say much, and put his arms around Olivia. After a few pauses, it was time to reach the treasure room of the last casino that Olivia had said. "Let's see your thief cat." Chin Luo could see the contents of the safe, but he didn't know the jade talisman. "By the way, if you see this thing, keep it for me, I'm in short supply." Chin Luo has a devil fruit in his hand, isn't it the one in the safe in the last casino? When did Chin Luo get it? Chapter 438 Enter the Palace. With Chin Luo as cover, Olivia didn't need to be distracted as much as before, and quickly opened the safe. This casino is much bigger than the previous one, after opening the safe the size of 6 freezers. The treasures inside were revealed unreservedly in front of Chin Luo and Olivia. Sure enough, robbery is the first choice to get rich. Countless jewels and antiques, even 4 devil fruits. Chin Luo felt the hospitality of this casino, and directly transferred 4 devil fruits to himself instead of the casino owner. But after searching, Olivia still couldn't find the jade talisman. Then there is only one possibility left. The jade talisman is now in the hands of the Nora's royal family. Before the night was exhausted, Chin Luo took Olivia back to the hotel. "Little Wildcat, do you have to find that jade talisman? Aren't you worried about O'Hara's situation and the 33 crew members?" After knowing that the resistance was ineffective, Olivia no longer resisted Chin Luo calling her Little Wildcat. Although every time Chin Luo called her like that, Olivia's face turned red. "Worry, of course, but Marine's fleet heading to O'Hara hasn't even reached Chateau's city yet. I have a hunch that if I don't find that jade talisman, I can solve the hidden mystery in it. Why West Blue? No, even the whole world is in danger. You must help me, bastard." Olivia's face is just and serious, just like a selfless hero who wants to save the world by himself. The more Olivia is like this, the more Chin Luo's heart is beating wildly. How will Chin Luo tell Olivia that this undead fleet was awakened and released by him? No, Chin Luo intends to completely draw a clear line with the undead fleet, and will not admit to what he has done before. As for the sins caused by the undead fleet, Chin Luo threw the pot out on the grounds that, sooner or later, the undead fleet of undead will run out of the seal and cause disaster. West Blue was destined to have this disaster. Chin Luo just made it happen a little earlier. Just like this, Chin Luo replied casually, his mind was still thinking about throwing the blame. Of course, I am for the world. It has nothing to do with the jade talisman itself, and I don't care about the history of 1,000 years ago. Olivia's posture with her arms folded and her head held high made the majestic twin peaks even taller, as well as her slightly shy red face. Seeing that Chin Luo's eyes were straight, he swallowed his saliva desperately. Also, Chin Luo looked at Olivia, who couldn't hide her secret at all, and could only feel that this girl was too sincere. Chin Luo didn't doubt anything, and Olivia said it herself. "Isn't this place without 300 taels of silver?" Chin Luo agreed to Olivia. Nora's palace is nothing but Chin Luo's ability. And if nothing else, there will be a chance to enter the Nora's palace soon. Just the next day, the person who bought the intoxicating bar sent the latest Olivia news to Chin Luo's residence. Along with the information was an invitation from King Nora's. Intelligence is nothing more than the news that Olivia appeared and died last night. The news of the bad street is not worth mentioning. Besides, Olivia was by his side. The invitation letter from the Nora's royal family is more interesting. Chin Luo didn't think that he was the only one who received the invitation. Not surprisingly, many forces were sent invitation letters. As for the intentions of the Nora's royal family, it was not very clear. The timely invitation letter found a legitimate reason for Olivia and Chin Luo to enter the palace. At least the two did not need to sneak in. "So Little Wildcat, although I really want to bring a female companion in with me, but it will cause trouble if a female companion appears out of thin air at this time. So there is no way." When he spoke, Chin Luo had already turned into a fat man. and reached out a hand to lift Olivia's chin. "Don't touch me with the salty pig's hand." Olivia slapped it away. "Fat man really has no human rights." "Who says there's no way? But I'll change it." Chin Luo actually just said casually. Bringing a living person into the Nora's palace is a matter of minutes for him. He has many methods. But Chin Luo didn't expect Olivia to change her face. "How come I haven't seen you take it easy before, and where did you learn this kind of knowledge?" Chin Luo looked at Olivia with disbelief. "O'Hara has several books on disguise, which I have read. Disguise couldn't be easier. It was not easy before because I didn't have the materials and tools for disguise." Olivia's explanation made Chin Luo decide to believe her once, and he served Olivia as taobao for a while. As soon as Olivia mentioned the materials, Chin Luo teleported to the corresponding store to get them. The two skills of teleportation and Shinwei space are really easy to use. Chin Luo has no doubt that if Obito and the 4 generations of Hokage masters and apprentices live in today's world, they will definitely be able to dominate the express delivery industry. GTMD is downwind, and Yuantong, Shintong and the like are younger brothers in front of the master and the apprentice. The dinner, the fat Chin Luo and the handsome Olivia of Yirongcheng entered the Nora's palace together. There are many forces invited, and a large area of the palace is used as a venue for banquets. Chin Luo casually counted, "How come there are close to 30 forces in Guguo?" Along with some people from the Nora's kingdom and the royal family, the entire square and hall were still a bit crowded. There are many forces like Chin Luo, but Chin Luo is the most eye-catching combination. No way, in front of this group there is the owner, Chin Luo, who looks like a pig. Unbelievably handsome, a servant with short blonde hair. Chin Luo doesn't care that some noble ladies wink at Olivia, so how can you say that? Lily is infinitely good, but she can't give birth. But yeah, those young ladies looked at Chin Luo with horrific eyes, as if they were looking at a bunch of unknown objects. Thank you all for attending the banquet of the Nora's royal family tonight, and here to present the friendship of the Nora's kingdom. The time is almost up. A voice came from the direction of the second floor in the innermost part of the banquet. The current king of Nora's. King Nora's the 16th appeared. Red Earl. The sharp-eyed Chin Luo was the first to whisper. Behind Nora's 16, followed by an assistant adjutant and a man with a blood-red cloak. Earl Red, that's right, Chin Luo has met once today. And more than one person present recognized the Red Earl. Obviously, the Red Earl has reached some kind of agreement with the Nora's royal family. Chapter 439 Scam Scene. The appearance of the Red Earl still brought a great shock. The Red Earl is the strongest pirate in this era. In the absence of old monsters like Gorosei, 5 elders, only a few of One Piece, King of Pirates Roger, Golden Lion and Whitebeard can be as famous as him. As for the vigorous Kaido of the Beasts and the Big Mom Pirates, they were finally a generation shorter in front of the Red Earl. Especially when Roger was dead, the Golden Lion was hiding, and Whitebeard couldn't hide, the Red Earl became the only legend that existed at the banquet. Those who can receive invitations to the banquet are basically spokespersons sent by various major forces, and their every move represents the interests of the forces behind them. Everyone has to think about the significance of the Red Earl's presence in the Nora's royal family. Is the Red Earl planning to directly intervene in this storm in West Blue? To invite you to the banquet today, there are 2 main things. Nora's 16, the current king of Nora's, continued his speech. No one wants to pay attention to the words of an ordinary old king, and no one dares not to give face to the Red Earl behind the king. So the whole party went quiet. Being watched by many disdainful eyes, King Nora's the 16th calmly said. The first thing is about Nicole Olivia. What happened last night is all too clear to you. There is only one thing I want to make clear. Last night's shelling has nothing to do with the royal family of Nora's, nor is Nicole Olivia in Nora's. In the hands of the royal family. Your Majesty Nora's, last night's bombardment came from the city walls of Château's city, so it has nothing to do with the royal family. Torapal, the top cadre of the Don Quixote family, stood up and retorted. With a leader, the other forces present were excited and asked the Nora's royal family to give an explanation. Everything seemed so normal, and the Don Quixote family also gained a lot of goodwill because of Torapal's behavior that he was not afraid of death. Only one person, Chin Luo, noticed something was wrong. Chin Luo, who knew exactly what the Don Quixote family was like, immediately saw the weirdness in it. Torapal was not someone who would care and respect the king. In a few years, the Don Quixote family directly framed the Riku royal family with trickery, and used deceit and murder to re-rule the kingdom of Dressrosa. The Red Earl was also very wrong. He was made a lone god and did not respond to the questioning. Normally, shouldn't he cut Torapal into pieces angrily? The whole thing has an eerie vibe, like a well-rehearsed drama. A flash of lightning flashed across Chin Luo's mind, and he knew that the Don Quixote family was probably already united with the Red Earl. The two of them pretended not to know each other, but secretly manipulated and guided the entire banquet process and various forces. The Red Earl and the Don Quixote family are really good means, but Chin Luo doesn't plan to break it. The stupid person just let him be deceived to death, and what about Chin Luo? There is no good bird present. There was someone else who was manipulating the artillery on the city wall at that time. The artillery that fired was the section of the city wall closest to your war zone. The location where you intercepted Nicole Olivia was random, and it was impossible for the royal family to prepare for the artillery bombardment in advance. 1 point, now that the entire Nora's kingdom is overwhelmed, Nicole Olivia doesn't dare to touch this muddy water. Most of the forces can understand the meaning of Nora's XVI's words, and feel that as long as the Nora's royal family has a normal mind, they would not dare to intervene in Nicole Olivia's affairs under such circumstances. Point. As for the remaining doubts, they all looked directly at the Red Earl with their eyes. After the explosion last night, the leaders of the many forces present to snatch Olivia neither saw Olivia's fragmented body nor saw her again. I think it was hidden in the chaos. Olivia away during the shelling, and the Red Earl is one of them. The Red Earl, who had not spoken for a long time, said, "The shelling has nothing to do with me, and Nicole Olivia is not in my hands now. I don't even bother to lie to some juniors, believe it or not, it's up to you." The big guy like the Red Earl said so. How can the people below respond? It's like Schwarzenegger lit a bomb and put it on the cake as a candle to celebrate your birthday. Are you moved? The only answer is not to move at all. Under the double reeds of the Red Count and the Don Quixote family, many forces present successfully reached a lot of consensus, and shifted the topic to the second matter. The Kingdom of Nora's asked for help from the many forces present. The purpose, of course, is to deal with the upcoming undead fleet. The matter of asking for help is actually nothing to discuss, and which of the forces present would be willing. This is the catastrophe of West Blue and Marine. Most of the people present are some pirates and other countries and organizations. How can they take risks for this kind of thing? If it weren't for Nicole Olivia, they wouldn't even come back to this dangerous Chateau city. The reason for the silence again is that these forces dare not refuse to be too direct. There is no need to say this, Your Majesty. This kind of thing is not profitable for us. Even if you talk about it, it is impossible. Unless. The pre-rehearsed scene, this time the Don Quixote family made another move. As soon as Torapal opened his mouth, the initial thoughts of many forces changed from not planning to make any move at the beginning, to as long as the Kingdom of Nora's was willing to pay if the price is enough, everyone can consider it. Don't underestimate this. Hope is the key to negotiation. As long as there is a drama, then it is just a matter of how much to pay. It is embarrassing that the leaders of these forces have been sold, and they are still grateful that the Don Quixote family dared to speak up and seek benefits for many forces in front of the Red Earl. These fools are helpless. Olivia scolded softly from Chin Luo's side, and it seemed that she also saw something wrong. Chin Luo pretended to look ahead. His mouth didn't move, but he made a slight voice from his throat to communicate with Olivia. You saw it too. I thought I was the only one who saw that the Red Earl, Don Quixote and the royal family of Nora's joined forces. This kind of trick can be seen as long as it is not stupid and calm enough. You look at the representative of Marine in the left corner and the representatives of several underground forces on the right, they all see it. Chin Luo looked to both sides as Olivia said, and those people were drinking and sneering to themselves. Sure enough, they could see the clue as Olivia said. Chapter 440 Treasure Room Dark Compartment. The performance of the Red Count and the Don Quixote family was undoubtedly a success, and the entire banquet venue seemed to have become a large-scale flickering event. Except for a few people, the rest were bypassed, and they didn't know they were deceived. Chin Luo originally planned to ask Olivia what the success rate of the three Red Earls who were acting like each other successfully deceived many forces to help the Norris kingdom repel the undead fleet. As a result, the deception went very smoothly. Before Chin Luo asked, a lot of people decided to take action under the promise of Norris 16. Looking at the representatives of the forces, who were seriously calculating the gains and losses of helping Norris kingdom, Chin Luo really wanted to laugh out loud. The brains of these self-proclaimed smart people are basically flooded. In the end, King Norris XVI only paid 20 million baileys per person, a batch of weapons, provided information about Nicole Olivia, and promised to help the forces present to avoid Marine's pursuit, and a large number of reinforcements were obtained. The first two promises seemed to lose a lot of money, but for the Norris kingdom with such a prosperous trade in the port of 19, it is also a labor pain, and it will not take long to earn it back. The premise is that Chateau's castle and the Norris royal family will not be destroyed in this disaster. The last two promises were even more of a joke in Chin Luo's view. Now that Olivia was by his side, where did the Norris royal family come from? And Marine was not something that the Norris royal family could fight against. King Norris XVI is writing a bad check. But it's no wonder that King Norris XVI didn't care that he made promises indiscriminately. The Red Count and the Don Quixote family approached the Norris royal family for cooperation, and one of the conditions should be Nicole Olivia. Really good relationship between the Norris royal family and the local Marine. King Norris XVI promised to help the pirates deal with Marine directly in front of the representative of Marine, who had no other expression than a sneer. In the presence of many forces and the aid agreement between the Norris royal family, the two sides made a big flick of the show, and it was so happily settled. King Norris XVI left again with his adjutant and the Red Earl, and the staggered banquet began again. Chin Luo and Olivia looked at each other and disappeared into the banquet in an unnoticed space. It took a lot of time for King Norris to discuss the rescue with many forces just now. Those ladies and wives have already retreated to the back room, so no one will pay attention to whether Chin Luo's master and servant are present. Chin Luo and Olivia's trip to the palace was to find a jade talisman related to the undead fleet that was probably located somewhere in the palace. After determining the direction, Chin Luo and Olivia teleported directly to the treasure room of the palace. Shish! As soon as he appeared, Chin Luo made a mute gesture to Olivia. Chin Luo's reaction and sensing abilities are far sharper than ordinary people's. Just as he teleported over, he found that there was already someone in the treasure room before the two of them arrived. Chin Luo and Olivia are located as the innermost room of the treasure room, and it is also the place where the most valuable items are placed. According to Olivia, the jade talisman itself is very valuable, and it is likely to be the most valuable treasure in the palace, and it is likely to be in the innermost room of the treasure room. Can you see which force captured Nicole Olivia? The person who spoke was right next to Chin Luo's room. I can't see it. Many people have changed their faces, and they can't see their expressions and origins. Now we need these people to help the Norris royal family to defend the city, and we can't force others to show their true colors. The person who answered was not in a hurry. Has an air of poise. Sorry, Red Earl, because the kingdom of Norris has hindered your plans. But you two can rest assured that what the kingdom of Norris promised to you will definitely be done. Chin Luo and Olivia glanced at each other. The tone and the voice were correct. It was King Norris XVI who was just on stage. The other two are Torapal and the Red Count. After the negotiation, the three seem to have come directly here. Of course, I never doubt King Norris's promise. The Red Earl waved his hand to express his trust in King Norris. But in fact, whether he believed in King Norez's promise or not, he probably didn't know either. Otherwise, how could the Red Earl be called a lonely god? He has no crewmates and is alone, largely because he never trusts anyone. After that, the three Earl Red continued to talk about their plans for the later period, allowing Chin Luo and Olivia to hear it clearly. When it was almost time, the Red Earl asked King Norez XVI, "Your Majesty, where is the jade you mentioned? Come and see it." "Well, please come with me and take the two of you." King Norez said that he had already brought the Red Earl and Toripal to the room where Chin Luo was. Jade, could it be the jade talisman they were looking for again? Wouldn't it be so coincidental? The Red Earl could even find this. Could it be that the Red Earl's ancestral home is also O'Hara? Chin Luo and Olivia looked at each other, and both saw a hint of surprise in their eyes. The voice of Wen Tun, Wen Mo, sounded, and the door of the innermost room was slowly opening. "Broken, how come so fast?" No time to explain, Chin Luo directly grabbed Olivia and hid in the Shinwei space. The three Red Earls walked in, and King Norley 700Z knocked a few times on the books on a certain bookshelf in the room. The sound of the mechanism turning came out again, and a dark grid appeared on the wall. God, it's already a treasure room with lots of tricks. Who would have thought that there is a hidden compartment in the innermost room that requires a specific key to open? Chin Luo admired the ability of the Norez royal family to hide things. If it hadn't happened in front of him, Chin Luo would not have thought that there would be a hidden space, and naturally he would not be able to find the jade talisman at that time. There are 11 things hidden in the dark compartment. King Norez took one of the wooden boxes, and when he opened it, there were pieces of jade talismans the size of a palm. The jade talisman exudes a dull but clear light of milky white color. The jade talisman is engraved with incomprehensible characters and graphics, which is mysterious and holy. If I want to describe it, the jade talisman has a feeling of being missing, like a piece in a puzzle. The jade talisman was picked up by King Norez and placed in the hands of the Red Earl. The moment the Red Earl got it, the jade talisman changed in surprise. The originally dim light suddenly became dazzling, and a violent white light bloomed from the jade talisman. At the same time, the jade talisman seemed to be getting hot, and the Red Earl made a CC sound with the hand holding the jade talisman and blue smoke came out. The Red Earl shouted and threw the jade talisman on the ground. The strangeness on the jade talisman dissipated again.